Sure, we're good. Yep. Okay. D-Live, refresh. Beautiful. All right, let's experiment with it. Let's go. Where is this chat? Good. Okay. What we're gonna do, give me just a second. We're gonna stretch. Let me make sure everything's good to go here. Yep, we're good. Snowball, sound, audio, fantastic. Good. All right, let's hop to it. So we're gonna warm up and we're just gonna do some random stuff here. So we're gonna grab this pen tool. That should work, right? Yeah. So we're gonna start sort of like with a weird looking creature thing. I don't really know how else to describe it. And we'll just sort of warm up and we'll play around with some shapes, see what comes from it. I'm thinking some sort of a poking forward sort of creature thing. And if I do this right, it would sort of be like this, and then sort of like this maybe, flat, and then here over. I wonder if I can make this work. What if we close this shape in, give it a dark blue, and then we actually come in and we do the highlight. That does worse. There we go. So let's try it. Let's cut this, grab this, dark fill. There we go. And okay, so that would work there. Would it work on the other side? It would. I mean, that'd be one way to do it if I wanted to do it in that way. Or I could do it in separate pieces. So that would be more of this kind of arrangement. So sort of here, scratch, up. What would be the best way to do this? Go with dark blue. Same thing here. We're gonna experiment for a minute. I wanna try this. I don't know if I can make this work. I want something different music-wise. I don't really want the EDM. Let's go with like ambient. That sounds better to me. Okay, so we'll do one more and we'll do it right here. Or like, yeah, we'll go here in this sort of arrangement. And then we'll grab this color. Alright, so yeah, that would work. We could go that routine, but I don't think that's what I really want to do. I think what I want to draw, I want to draw a beholder. We're going to drag this in here as sort of inspiration, I think. Just sort of used for... I'm trying to think of how the heck I would do this. It sounds like fun. Gotta figure out how I want to do it. I wonder, would I start with... maybe sort of like I did the monster thing? Would it be sort of started with a basic circle and then build out from there? Would probably be the way to do it. Dang. But then what I could do is I can add detail on and around. That might be the way to roll. Hey, Fi, how's it going, buddy? How are ya? Let me check something here real quick. Oh, yep, it's there. Okay. How you doing, man? kind of like that. I wonder if I could do sort of an open eye thing. Not ready for the weekend end. I hear you on that. I'm fortunate. I have every Monday off due to my work schedule. But coincidentally, that means I work long weeks. So my Mondays are not too dreadful. Wasn't too bad. My laptop finally bit the bucket. Which is bad-ish because it's going to sort of slow down productivity for me. But yep, I work 4/10s. Yeah, I brought my laptop home with me over the weekend when I use it at work. Because I do a lot of drawing and YouTube stuff at work. And a lot of like video editing while I'm working. But, it was freezing up constantly. So I brought it home, put a new hard drive in it, and it's still freezing up and doing really bad. I think it's a hard drive controller. Because I ran memory test on it. I checked the cooling for the processor and everything appears good. But I'm pretty sure it's the hard drive controller because it's reading as though the hard drive bad, even though it's not. It's a brand new hard drive. And it's freezing constantly. So I think I'm just going to have to start working toward a new laptop, which means for the time being, unfortunately, it's going to sort of slow down productivity a little bit because I'm not going to have a means to do as much as I was doing during the day, but we'll just have to kind of work on that as we work on it. What I'll do is any donations and Lino and stuff, I'll just like put toward it, I guess, because I mean, I'm going to have to replace it. I don't really have a choice, but it's one of those things that, you know, they eventually go bad. And I was hoping I could just get by throwing a hard drive in it, you know what I mean? But it wouldn't. I mean, I got it. I loaded Windows. It froze twice trying to load Windows though. And then I got it in, got it stable, but it's crashing constantly. And everything you run on it says hard drive bad, but it's impossible with a brand new hard drive. So it's not the hard drive. I think it's just the controller's going bad. I mean, it's almost 4 years old. And I mean, I render videos on it. We draw on it. We do a lot with it. So it's not like it just sits around and I check my emails. You know what I mean? It's a workhorse. It's done a heck of a job. But I just think it's finally at the point that it's beginning to sort of be the end of the road. You know what I mean? Which is fine. I mean, you expect that. Nothing lasts forever. So, what are you gonna do? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No questions about it. So, I'm going to shoot a little higher this time, though, because I'm doing more with my laptop now than I ever intended to. Because when I bought it 4 years ago, I wasn't doing video editing. I wasn't doing all this graphic stuff, right? So, like, I want to go with, like, dedicated NVIDIA GPU. I want to go with at least 16 gigs of RAM. And I'd like to get an i7, you know what I mean? And from what I was looking at today, right around the $850 price point, I think I can get pretty comparable for what I want to do. I think it'll be a pretty decent unit. So I'm thinking right around the $850 price point, I should be able to get something pretty decent. I mean, it won't be like super high end, but it'll be a good unit. Good enough for me to do what I do. One of the big things is when I render, I need RAM. I need at least 16 gigs of RAM. I'm probably not going to do custom. I mean, I'll probably do like a decent, like an entry-level sort of like Dell or HP gaming laptop or something. Something with like probably a 1060 or a 1070, 16 gigs RAM, preferably an i7. If I can, like a 500 gig M2 drive, stuff like that. The biggest thing is the RAM and the GPU, because a lot of what I do with the brushes and stuff are super graphic intensive. So I need something with a decent video card in it. And the RAM, because when I go to render videos and stuff, it destroys the RAM. Like, it destroys the RAM. And I've got one I can use for the time being, like as a spare, but it's not going to keep up. There's no way. And I don't want to spend any money on it because it's an older laptop. You know what I mean? So it'll just have to make do. I mean, I'll still be able to get stuff done. It'll just be at a slower pace, unfortunately. Until I can get it all where I need it. Hey, Firebrand, dude. Thank you for the host. Appreciate it, my man. How are you? Good to see you, buddy. Not bad, man. I was just talking to Fi over there on D-Live. My laptop finally... It's been crashing at work. The one I render a lot of my videos on and stuff. And so I brought it home over the weekend and tried to put a new hard drive in it and reload it, but it's not the hard drive. So I'm going to have to bite the... Do either of y'all know what a beholder is? Either of you. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with D&D or any sort of fantasy sort of base game. I want to draw... I'm sort of going to go on the concept we did with this goofy snot character. I want to do like a beholder. I don't know how in depth I want to take it yet, but we're gonna play with that. We're gonna start with some shading and whatnot. We're just gonna sort of kick it around and see what we get out of it. All right, go here 20. We'll go 10% cut. It's good to see all tonight though. Yeah, hey, it is what it is, Firebrand. You know, because it's one of those things. Like when you use something that long, it's like Fi said, you get your money's worth out of it. So I mean, you can't really. You know, I can't complain about the longevity of it. I definitely got my money's worth, but it just sucks because, yeah, a lot of people don't realize how much I do at work. I do a lot of my drawings and a lot of my video editing and stuff while I'm working because it's time. I have downtime while I work, and obviously that's done on my laptop. So it'll hurt at first, but well. I'm gonna probably take a lot of the commission money I get and stuff and try to like throw it in there and see what I can get going here soon. All right, let's a beholder, and we're sort of doing this. I mean, I know what a beholder looks like. I've played plenty of D&D and plenty of fantasy games. I'm just trying to figure out how I want it to look. So we've had quite a few, I don't know if you've seen the Discord, Firebrand, we've had quite a few people put in their fish pictures. Have you looked in there? We got several in there already. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. There it is. Weird. It dropped for a second. Well, it looks like it dropped. No? Oh, okay. You should check it out, man. If you're... There's some pretty cool ones in there. People are doing a good job. Looking good, man. I'm excited to see people getting involved. I was hoping people would. Okay, so let's do this. And we're going to do a little sort of a dripping. Okay. So if we're going to do a traditional beholder... It's been pretty good so far, man. We've had some pretty good involvement. I'm pretty pleased with people and how involved they're getting. It's nice. So as always, guys, it's going to look really flat at first. Yeah, I would love to see it, Fi. It's like I told everybody, right? There's no pressure. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do it, right? If you can and you want to, by all means, get involved. In any skill level, any medium. I don't care if it's a sketch on paper. I mean, my daughter's is in there. I'm sure, I don't know if y'all saw my daughter's, and she drew it on the iPad. You know, so it's really about just the fun of it. Don't feel like you've got to do a masterpiece. But if you can do a masterpiece, by all means, go for it. I've had several commission requests lately. Gonna have to figure out what I can and can't do. Should we make this look organic, or should we make it... I almost feel like, should we make a mechanical looking beholder? Almost like a steampunk. That might be super cool, right? Like a metallic? Why don't we do that? Let's try it. Certainly not an artist, but I'm absolutely... Hey, you know... That's the beauty of it, man. We're all artists. It's just a matter... It's, you know, it depends on the level of which... You know what I'm saying? Like... I understand what you mean, though. You're not, like... You wouldn't consider yourself, I know what you mean. Let's try a metallic... Let's do it. Let's do a metallic, sort of mechanical beholder. So let's start with like a... I don't know why that's striking me, but it just looks... It sounds cool. Well, let's go here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut this in half, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to create a seam for this right down the middle. We're going to come here. We're going to go here to the back. And watch this. See that? We're going to sort of make it... You see the edges? How it sort of makes them look? Yeah, I like that. I like it. That way it sort of looks like cut into the metal, in a way. Okay, so let's do an eye. Now, beholder usually has like one big giant... Do you guys know what a beholder is? Am I just... Y'all not? Or no? Am I the only one here? But anyways, they normally have one big eye. I think we'll do a... What's this? And we'll come back. You Googled it. Okay. It's like a eye creature, right? With like tentacle eyes and all this other stuff. For some reason, I'm really envisioning a mechanical variation of that. Just sounds really cool. Almost like a steampunk version, if you will. Oh, I see what you're saying. Almost like from the indentation in the middle. That might be cool. I see exactly what you mean. Do this. How's everybody doing though? Everybody doing good? Having a good day? At least it's Sunday. Right. I know exactly, yeah. I know what you mean. We'll strive for that. Hold on. Let's get these little minor details in here first to make it look sort of metallic and separated. Alright, and then what we'll do... What are you doing up there, Frodo? You sleeping? Before we do that, we're going to go like this. In. And in. Okay. There we go. Going on random stream. What are you doing? What program is this? Is it free or not? So, Smiley, this is not free. This is a paid piece of software, but I do have several free softwares that do pretty similar stuff. We have a program here called Affinity Designer, which is a free vector-based software, and it has allowed me to create things sort of like... I'll show you real quick. Characters sort of like this, and sort of like this. So, there are ways to do this, right, for free, if that's your interest. So, I mean, you know, it's... Finally, thank you for the sub over there on YouTube. I appreciate that. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I mean, we do teaching streams and stuff. The name of that software right there, bud, is going to be called Affinity Designer, like that. Pretty cool piece of software. It does some really, really cool stuff. The principles of vector art are going to carry across between the softwares. But what you're going to do in one is primarily what you're going to do in another. It's sort of universal. So if you watch it long enough, you'll kind of get the understanding for how things function. But yeah, that software right there is free. There is a paid version of it, but you don't need the paid version to do the things that like I did here. You can do things like this for completely free. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. All right, we're going to try to split this. I see what you're saying by the split eye. Bye. Let's split this. And what we'll do is we'll do a split eye sort of like this. Let's see what it ends up looking like. It's perfect for making things like that. So all of my thumbnails and everything that I do on YouTube, Smiley, I made all with vector software, which is this style of art is called vector. And we do tutorials on my YouTube page as well, Smiley. So you can kind of see how to do this stuff, how to get started with it. And a lot of the software that I use is free. So like the video editing software I use is free. Some of the graphic software I use is free. A lot of the animation software I use are free. So there's a lot of things on here that sort of help people get started with minimal or no cost, which is important because, you know, not all of us have a ton of money just to throw at stuff, right? So completely understandable. Yeah, vector is fantastic. I do two here. We do vector art and we do pixel art. We do both. And they're fantastic softwares. You know, I need to check. Okay. Yeah, vector art is great. What's really cool, the biggest thing about vector art you're going to find, Smiley, is that it scales so easily. It scales very, very easily. Almost like watch gears. I'd let it rotate. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm trying to see how I want to do this. Let's try this. So we're drawing a beholder, Smiley, and we're gonna, if you're not sure what a beholder is, it's sort of a fantasy creature. It's like a giant eyeball monster, but we're gonna do sort of a steampunk variation of it. And we're gonna have like mechanical tentacles coming around with like mechanical little eyeballs on it. So think almost like a cyberpunk sort of steampunk kind of giant eyeball creature. Kind of what we're working on. It's just sort of a sketch at this point. Here's an example of some of the stuff that I do right here, Smiley. Things like this. We do a lot of like really clean sort of vector characters and landscapes and things like that. And I believe my slideshow is up, so you should be able to see some of that over there. The stuff that I work on. Alright, let's start on the inner eye. Almost like gears. Like the lid rotates in or something, like mechanically odd. Yeah, I know what you mean. Almost like a monocle or something, right, Five? Almost like a mechanical monocle, or like a... Is that what you mean? Something like that? Let's try. Let's get rid of these real quick, and we'll just cut this in here. Or made Photoshop GIMP, and it's not looking right. Yeah, so the thing with GIMP is, so Smiley, GIMP is what you call raster art or bitmap art. So the big differences here is I'm going to give you a real quick example, Smiley, if you want to see. If we go over to this creature right here, because it's vector, it rescales and resizes without quality loss. So what that means is this monster right now is 663 pixels by 1,000 pixels, right? So watch this. We're going to make a duplicate of him, just that easy, and we're going to start scaling him down. Alright? We're going to scale him down, and this little one now is 11 pixels by 19 pixels. But watch what happens when we zoom in. There's no quality loss. There's no quality loss at all. It looks exactly the same here as it does way out here. Right? And we can do this again. We can copy this over again, and we can scale indefinitely down again. It is now 1 pixel by 1 pixel, and look at it. Super, super high quality. So what's nice about that is you don't get that generalized distortion that you tend to get with raster art, where it gets sort of pixelated and broken. where you get that sort of dithering effect. You don't get that with pixel art or with vector art because it's so super clean and high resolution. So it really pays to sort of learn vector because you could make something super, super big, right? And you could scale it down to like an emote for Twitch or, you know, whatever, like an emote that people would have on their site where you could scale it super big and put it on a bus or side of a building if you wanted to. I just picture steampunk mechanics are overly, yeah. I gotcha. How about we do multiple eyeballs? There's an idea, Fi. That might make it look complicated. Stick with me a minute. How about we do like a large eye here, and then we have like a smaller variation of that same eye sort of connected in the front, like maybe here, and then maybe another one sort of connected below it. That makes sense? Like a multiple eye sort of structure? That way it almost looked kind of mechanical in a way? I don't know. We're going to play with it. We're going to play with some ideas. Let's go ahead and make this one look glassy, and then we'll do some resizing. So we're going to break this up. Does that make sense? Almost like one of those machines you see when you go to the eye doctor. How it has like the multiple like rings on it, you know what I mean? It does look kind of like Death Star, right? Not intentional, but we're going to make it look different, I promise. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make this eye look more like an eye, like glass. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. We're going to take this. Yes, absolutely, Fi. Yes. All right. So we're going to take this first. This is going to be the top layer of the glass. Let's say the inside of the eyes. This is sort of a creature or monster, right? So let's make the eyes red. Let's go. I'm feeling like a red. All right. Sort of, I'm thinking right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this one, and we're going to make it white, and we're going to go 30%. So what this is going to do is it's going to simulate sort of a glass, like a glare effect, right? So let's try 25. I like 25%. Now, watch this. Ooh, gears. Yeah, we could do some gears. Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Let's do the pupil on the inside. And I'd say the pupil is going to be sort of this stark black right here, right? Cool, I like it. Do the pupil like this, and then we'll do a ring around the pupil. So we're going to turn this glare off real quick. We're going to take this, copy and paste it, and we're going to do like a 20% sort of like this. We'll do 40%. Okay, I like it. And then we'll do, yep, I like it. Now turn the glare back on. Now watch this. We're going to duplicate this, 100% fill, no fill, and this is where the glass glare starts to come into play. So check this out. We'll go with white, 30%.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Okay. Go here. Hey, Mixer Chill Zone. Thank you for that host over there on Mixer. I appreciate that. Go for it, Smiley. That's awesome, man. Go for it. Yeah, it's a great piece of software. And if you watch some of my YouTube videos, I actually have videos that would really help you get started on that, Smiley, because they walk you literal step by step. I mean, they walk you step by step by step on how to sort of get started with it in a really, really cool way. Hey, John, how you doing over there? Good to see you. So look at that. Now we have that sort of a glass glare effect, right, on the eyeball. So what we're going to do is group this into one shape. We're going to center it on the body. Now watch this. We can duplicate this out, and now we can make those smaller variations we were talking about. So we can sort of put one down here, and we can even change some of the concepts of the eyes if we really want to. So we can make this thing look like it has multiple sort of eyeballs on the front. And we'll do some gears and stuff like that here in a bit. Alright, so for this one, let's go in the back. Let's change the I'd say we change the coloring to some of the eyeballs. What do y'all think? That way it has some variation. I like it. We're going to experiment. Good to see you, John. Now, this is where we're going to get a little, I think there's a gear already, a cog, right? So we're going to grab this shape. Forgot this was already a shape in Affinity. And what we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll do some sort of like cogs and stuff behind it. And we're going to tie in a lot of detail here in a minute, don't worry. We're just sort of getting started with basic shapes. Right. Yeah, and then we can do like rings around them. So watch this. Like this one, like I'll show you something really cool we can do. So watch this. We'll cut this one out. Once I learn and I have some ideas, awesome. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah. I'd love to see what you come up with. But Gravit is an amazing tool, Smiley. It really, really is. And if you have any particular questions about it, and I can help you in any way, let me know. I'd be glad to. I don't want to do any sort of gradients on this. I'm not really feeling gradient today. Some days I don't mind them. Today I'm just not in the mood for it. So we're going to put this at 45 degrees. Yep. We're going to come off the side here. And there's a reason we're going to do this. I sort of want to make this look like it's hovering over the eye. Like maybe it's some sort of a reticule or something that resizes with the eyeball or something. Or like potentially changes in some way. I don't know if that makes sense. But it works for me. So let's do a more metallic sort of. That might be the best color we got. Yeah, we'll go here. I like that. Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Good luck. There's quite a bit of stuff on YouTube with Gravit, Smiley. So you'll find a lot of stuff. It's a really great tool. They have a free version and they have a paid version. I personally use the free version because I like to show people what the free version can do. But this is the paid. For paid, I use Affinity. Knuckle, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you, dude. Doing good, man. Doing good, buddy. Maybe the one that looks clearish, one solid that rotates and is the lid. Here. Group this. We're going to move this out of the way. I want the glare off of this one. Doing good, not just doing some sketching and stuff today. Okay, yeah. I see what you mean. You know, we might get into some gradients for this, guys. I don't know yet. Don't know how I want to do it. No. You're good. You're good. I love them. Suggestions are fantastic. I'm not one of those people that'll be like, no, don't. No, I don't mind. I love it when you guys give feedback because, I mean, the thing with that is that everybody sees something differently, right? You're going to look at something, you're immediately going to see it in a different light than I am. That's just the way our brains work. So you'll see something, I'll see something, we all see something different. And that's cool. I mean, that's, you know, that's what creativity is all about. Okay, I'm going to go here in front of this. Basically, we're toying with making this look just a little more three-dimensional without using any sort of gradients. So far, I like the way we're going with it. Okay, cool. Taking it. So this, I actually want this to be out further, all the way out here. Yep, like that. Make it look like it's part of that ring there. And watch this. Copy, paste. Here. Grab this color, go back one. Make it look like it's part of that ring out there. Like some sort of a special device or something. And again, I'm just winging this, guys. 90% of the time when I draw, that's what this is. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, Smiley. Yep, I can see what you're thinking there. Yeah, absolutely. We haven't even started the robotic tentacles or nothing yet, so get there in a minute. These are supposed to sort of emulate like screws, maybe. Okay. We'll delete this one to kind of give the impression that it's sort of stitched together there or screwed together like the plates, right, of the metal. Okay, good. I like that. I like that. Don't like this other light one back here. Not a fan. Now, we're not going to do too much detail yet because I sort of want to get some of the other shapes in here first before we do too much detail. I do want to try something though. What would this look like with gears inside of the eyes? Like maybe portions of it. Let's test it and see what that looks like. See if it makes any sense whatsoever. You could resize those here individually. Doing, right on. Go for it, go for it. Don't work for me today. Don't work for me tomorrow either. I'm off on Mondays, which is kind of nice. Alright, good. We're going to take this, we're going to copy it, paste it on the front. We're going to grab this same color here. Oh, yeah. That's been a big thing here lately, Smiley. Big thing. We don't get a whole lot of snow here. No, not too much. Once in a while, we'll get a little bit. But not too often. The climate I live in, the warm weather really eats the snow up. We don't get a whole lot. Occasionally, I wish we got more than we did because my daughter would absolutely love playing in it, but not really much you can do about that. I want to make this look like a screw in the center, so we're going to take this and this and group it. Take this and paste it in. We'll go one shade darker. You see that? I sort of want to make it look like a, yeah, I like that. I like a screw. So let's go. Would the gears be showing from behind the eyes? Maybe a little bit in different locations? Or no? Gotcha. Yeah. We live right on the coast, so we get a lot of, I live in North Carolina on the coast, so we get a lot of, that warm wind, warm ocean water, and it just destroys any chance of getting a good snow, or a decent snow, I should say. You know? Yep. Once in a while, though. But, yep. A lot of people are. It's funny because somebody, they were talking about something the other day. There was a company or something doing like, I forget what it was, something about a job opportunity in California, and they were like, "Oh man, you know your stuff be perfect." And I'm like, "Well, they just so happen to be like literally on the other side of the state from me, so don't think that would work out too well." Unless I'd want to relocate, which no, thank you. We're going to put this right here. Fantastic. I like where this is going so far. I like it. It's got a different look to it, but I like it. I like what we're doing. Let's start on the tentacles. Or actually, no, we're going to do one thing that's really cool, actually. Check this out. We're going to do some cutting and some reshaping, and I'm going to show you how. So we're going to go like this. We're going to select both of them, and we're going to center them on the center of the picture. Actually, before we do that, let's select the whole shape and go right in the center with it. And I'm going to show you why. We're going to use these to cut. This is a really cool thing here, Smiley. For anyone that's interested in vector art, check this out. One of the coolest parts about vector is being able to cut shape to make new shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this and this, and we're going to cut this, okay? And what this is going to do is it's going to cut off that shape right there. And then we'll do this to the top as well. And I'm going to show you why we're going to do this. All right? Because then I'm going to come in here with a little bit smaller circle, sort of like this. Send it to the back, and then we're going to center it like that. You see that? And it's sort of going to make that effect right there. Sort of that, I guess beveled would probably be the right word. That sort of a beveled in effect. Alright? Pretty cool. So now we've got that going. We definitely look metallic. We look, yeah, coming. These two have a glare. This one doesn't. Maybe this my eye's more forward facing or something. Hard to say, but I like it the way it is. Alright, so we'll come here with one small gear. Go here. We'll kind of have that one sticking out the side there. Perfect. And that sort of makes everything look mechanical, or like it spins on gears and whatnot, right? I like that. Very cool. And we're actually, there are nights, Smiley, where we draw in Gravit. So if you ever tune in on one of those nights, you can watch us design a picture start to finish within Gravit Designer, which is great because if you use it, you can watch, you can learn, you can ask questions, you can sort of get involved. Alright, for this eye, yeah, it's good stuff. Like, it's pretty well received. People seem to like it. Okay. Cut this, paste it. The beholder is supposed to have multiple eyes, sort of on long tentacles. So the challenge for this, before we get into shading it and adding more detail, is how in the world are we going to make the tentacles look mechanical? Which is going to be fascinating, but I think we're going to be able to do it like this. What if we put it on a gear and we group it, and then we sort of mess with what shape would I want to use for this? He's flat, or more of a flat design style. I don't know if I'd want to do... Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? We're going to try to draw out these by hand. Alright, here, to the back. Now this is just the first pass. I don't know if I even like the concept, and I don't. I hate it. Okay, so, we're going to have to redesign that. So, if we want this to look mechanical, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it more with these shapes, I believe. Yep. We'll do it like mechanical arms, with eyeballs on, yep, okay. So we're going to take you, copy and paste, go right to the center, and we're going to go like this, and we're going to cut this out. Now this almost looks like some sort of a mechanical arm on like a cylinder or something. Go here with it. And we'll go here, and we'll go slightly darker. Good. Here, give it a twist, and right there. Resize this whole thing, drop it right there. Awesome. So we're gonna make this larger. I wonder if we should do a 3 jointed. We won't for now. Let's select this color. Now theoretically, think it in more like this. I don't know if I want them. You know what? We need to wait for these to come out of the body is what we need. That's why these are tripping me out. Thanks, John. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, you know, it's a pattern. You know, you get used to doing stuff, and I want a different way to break this up, though. So here, here, here. We'll cut this, paste inside this. So do you mainly use Gravit, John, or what are you using? I know I've seen you drawing Gravit on Twitter and stuff. Are you mainly using that, or? Alright, so we're going to go here. Now, this is going to go to this color. This is going to go to this color. Yep, perfect. That's how we're going to distinguish this. Fantastic. Okay. Your ribs, kind of like an accordion. Where at? What are you thinking, Fi? Like, I mean, we're still not. Now, to be fair, we've not added details yet. We're still sort of in the early sort of getting the shades down. We haven't done any shading. We haven't done any sort of like major details yet. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, see, I was going to redo them. I don't really like the way they look there. A little too... I want to make them look more sinister. Does that make sense? I'm going to show you what I mean. What if I hand draw them? But I hand draw them with straight lines only. Right. I never use it for now because I can't open the app when I'm offline. Yeah, you know. So I'm going to tell you that, John, that's the one beef I have is I don't really care for the way they transition free to pro. I would have rather seen them leave the features that were already there free, and then any new cool features going forward, lock those behind pro, right? Because I sort of feel like they took what was already a good functional app and they ripped out features that people were already using. You know what I mean? And I'm not 100% sure I really care for the way they did that. Okay, let's go here. We're brainstorming. I think I know what I want to do. I'm starting to feel it. Okay, liking that. Sorry guys, I'm sort of in focus mode tonight. You know what I mean, John? It's like, because I've had a lot of people who really got turned on to it and they were enjoying using it, and then the way they kind of, it was a little, I don't know, I would have liked to have seen it treated just a little bit differently if they were going to do that, you know? But hey, each their own. I still recommend it. I still tell people about it. I still tell people I think it's probably the best free vector software that's out there, in my opinion. You see what this is doing right here? Check this out, Vi. This is definitely giving a more sort of mechanical. You'll see what I mean in a minute if you don't already. Going on your old Android. Hey, nothing wrong with that. My laptop died, so I gotta get that replaced. Always something. My laptop was actually where I do a majority of my work while I'm at work, and it's dead. I'm trying to make this almost look like a set of pistons, if you will. Or like some sort of hydraulics or something. That makes sense. Looks way better. Okay. Let's go maybe here. Go. I like it. I like it. Yep. Digging it. Yep. Cool. I wasn't sure, but now I'm definitely feeling it. I like it. And then we can make some look more sort of three-dimensional way. Yeah, good. Because you can even do multiple arms off of this if you wanted to. Like, you could go like this. To really sort of tie in this effect. Of like a multi sort of eyeball limbed looking creature thing. Something from that makes it looks like a chain? Are you talking about like a flat style sort of chain? So if I were going to draw a chain, I'll show you what I would do. I would take rounded rectangles like this. This would be the front facing chain. And then I would take another rounded rectangle, sort of like this. And you want to get the same height. So right about here. Copy and paste it in. Cut it out like so. Move it below it. Make it darker. Make this up. And then just sort of copy it down like this. You see that? That's how I would do a chain if I was going to do one. Personally. Okay, let's twist this. Again, these can be sort of like this. You can kind of go like this. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna, I think this is gonna work. I think I want to shorten this, however. Make it more like this. Now, there were some folks earlier that were asking about artboards on the Discord. So if we see them, we may stop, take a minute, and sort of explain that to them. Because they had a question about like artboards in general. So, if they hop in, we'll sort of break it down. Go here. And we'll go right down the middle with it. We'll give it a stroke of this. Yes. Now, we got to take that stroke, reset the stroke, because it's using a different stroke. We'll go 2. 2 looks good. We'll cut it, paste inside, go right here. Copy that, paste that. Go. I don't know if I like how dark that is. A little too dark, I think. We'll go like this. Much better. Okay, we'll copy this, paste it in. Here with it. Hang on, I gotta check something. What is the date? Thursday. Okay, that'll work. Alright. Here and here. Go smaller, I think. Rotate a bit more. Kind of stick one in there and see what it looks like. Might be too many in that one spot, I'm thinking. Yeah. Maybe we should do some other things with these limbs. We'll experiment. Let's make this sort of a... We need to do something down here to sort of indicate this is flying. So if it's mechanical, it's, I'm assuming, going to be some sort of a fire, right? Let's go like this. We'll draw this out the bottom with no stroke. This color. Oh. Okay, to the bottom. Awesome. You do, actually. I'll show you here in a second. It just is a different way to do it. So if you open grab it, we'll open a new file here. There's a different way to do it. We'll go with back. We'll open the template I have, which is here. Okay, so when you press R to draw a rectangle, whether you press R or you come up here and you select the rectangle, and you draw it out like this. Okay? There's no rounded rectangle tool, Smiley, but you can come over here with any item selected. You see where it says corner? You just drag that corner all the way in. See that? And you're gonna get your rounded rectangle shape. So if we were to draw another rectangle, same thing. Round those corners in. And with this, you have a little control, just like you do with Affinity. You have control over how rounded you want them. You can sort of go here, you can go all the way in, whatever works for you. Fire or like an airplane prop? I have no idea. What do you think? What do you think, Fi? Not sure I like that bottom one. We may just do that out. Not sure I like it, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll just do a whole different arm sort of here? Yeah, it is. Right, right. You just double click the rectangle? Let's try it. So draw a rectangle. Oh yeah, or you can do it that way. Yep. Yep. And what's cool is, if you really look into the rounded corners over here, check this out. You can come in and you can actually set the corner types, Smiley. You can do, you know, like rounded like this. You can do beveled, inset, fancy, or you can do, you don't have to do uniform corners. Like you could do this one 75. You could do this one 0. You know, so you have full control over how you want to do it. But yeah. Like a propeller of fire mini jets. I don't know. I do know what I want to do. I want to take this here, group it. I'm going to show you why. We're going to copy it over, and then watch this. This isn't all I want to have here. I want to sort of play with the idea of having some larger ones maybe coming from underneath or something. So sort of like, I'll show you in a minute what I mean. It's a good piece of software, Smiley. No joke. I mean, there's some really cool features going on with it. You've never seen that, John? Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you go in there, like you can actually see the way I do it. I feel like you can double click it, but I actually prefer to do it like this because I think you have a little more uniform control over it. Here's the other thing too, John. If you go all the way in here, it's a perfect rounded rectangle. If you get in here, you can start making it into more of an oval. See that? So you can actually overextend the points, which is why I don't typically do it this way. If you're looking for a perfectly rounded rectangle, I would just go like this and drag it all the way over. If you want to go past the rounded rectangle, you can then grab it and go like this, and go to more like an oval. But at that point, you might as well just do ellipse and draw an oval. But, you know. Yeah, but if you come in here like this, check this out. If you click this, and you go uniform corners, you know, you can set this one, like check this out. I'll show you. Okay. I'll show you something cool. We'll turn off uniform corners. We'll turn this one to inset. We'll turn this one to fancy. We'll turn this one to round. And we'll turn this one to round 2. You can actually do separate corners in each side, right? And then, of course, as you round this in and out, it'll change. But, like, you can actually come in here and you can do that. You can turn off uniform corners and you can lock the corner types. And, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. You can auto-scale them. It has some cool features when it comes to corners, for sure. Now, if you want to get into styles and stuff like that, unfortunately, that is a pro feature. But, yeah, pretty cool. Alright. Like a propeller of mini fire jets. I know what you mean, Fine. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, because I'm sitting here sort of brainstorming on it. Oh, if you guys didn't see, if anyone is curious, I uploaded a video to YouTube today on how I do my video editing with free software. And I actually did it very in depth. So if you're looking on like how to make YouTube videos, or at least how I do them, I uploaded the video and it explains pretty much the whole process. It's like 20 minutes long, and it all with free software. So you can actually see exactly what you're doing, how to do it, the best ways to do it, things like that. So if that interests anyone, feel free to check it out. It's got some good info in it. Because it's one of those things, if you've never done video editing, or you've never done like YouTube videos, like actual how to overlay, you know, like subscription notifications and stuff like that, it explains all that. So you could actually go from not knowing a darn thing about it to actually being able to finish a YouTube video, which is cool. Okay, I go there. Now, I want to do something with this top, but I just don't know what. Do we put like a little man or something up here flying the beholder? Like a little thing? Because I want to do some other bigger eyes behind it. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. For those, we're going to change the coloring out a bit. And I've got some animation tutorials on the way. We've got some pixel art tutorials on the way. We've got a whole bunch of stuff planned. A whole bunch of videos planned. Got a pretty big list. Because I get a lot of people that request different things. The reason I wanted to do the video editing one was that was actually, oddly enough, one of the biggest requests I had. Because I guess a lot of people, they just don't really know, they don't really know enough about video editing to be able to, you know, create a whole video. So it was one of those, I guess it was really informative for people. So I'm glad. Or maybe change the top portion to a cockpit canopy. Right. And I always warn people, everything I know is self-taught. So if you find a better way to do it, by all means, let me know. Because it is entirely possible that you will find a better method for doing something than I do it. There's nothing about me. I am not professionally trained in my art, my nothing. I just have a really good knack for saying, okay, I want to do this, and I go out and I figure it out, right? So it's just sort of this process that I figure out. Shadow, how you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. Thank you for the ice cream, the lemon and the diamond, dude. Thank you so much, Shadow. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for the diamond.
Thank you. How you doing tonight, Shadow? Happy birthday, by the way, man. And you got all those followers, dude. You're good day all the way around. Gonna kind of go like this. We're gonna give this a spin in. Why'd he say that then? Punk. I'll get him. Well, either way, congratulations on the followers, dude. That's a nice goal, man. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're just messing around. I wanted to do a beholder. From like a fantasy or D&D game, and I decided to go ahead and do like more of a cyberpunk sort of flat design beholder instead of your traditional sort of, you know, monstery looking beholder. Oh, 300 is enormous, dude. Congratulations. That's big, man. Congrats. Be proud of that. Hey, water bottle, how are you? Just kind of messing around, doodling tonight. Nothing too serious. We got some folks on YouTube hanging out. We got some folks on DLive and folks on Mixer. So, hello everybody, and thanks for coming out. Yeah. I did a cool YouTube video today. By the way, we were actually just talking about it. Like, I've actually had a lot of requests on how do I do my YouTube videos? Like, what method do I use? So I actually uploaded a video today that showcased the way that I do videos with free software. So it cost you nothing. And I actually explained it pretty in depth. So if you've ever been interested in how to do a video or edit a video, it would be a great place to start. Thanks, Shadow. I did some more Clip Studio last night. One of these days, I'll actually, I'll pull that out for you. Oh, you're good, man. I've got a couple furry friends, Shadow. You're good, man. Clip Studio working on some concepts. Okay, cool. Working. Why is that, John? What's going on? I'm going to spend a heck of a lot more time doing some Clip Studio, Shadow. A heck of a lot more time. I need to. Because I'm really enjoying it. It's like I'm learning so many different softwares, y'all. I'm using Procreate on the iPad. I'm using Clip Studio to do, like, raster stuff on the PC. I'm using Affinity on the PC doing vector art. I'm using Gravit. I swear, sometimes my shortcuts, I'll be in a software and I sort of gotta rack my brain to remember what friggin' tool I'm in. Because I'll be sitting there drawing and I'm like, wait, it's not that. Because you know how every program, you'll get this, Shadow, like every program's just got that little difference the way you do something. It's minor. It'll be like one keystroke different or one, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh wait, I'm in Clip Studio. I gotta do it this way. They couldn't be nice and unify it all for everybody. Could they? Does it? Hey man, that's awesome. It's good, but I'm not really a raster artist, so for me it's more of a fun learning functional thing, right? It's a great piece of software though. I've got a friend who actually, he switched from, let me see if I can say this right. He switched from raster to vector, right? And then he went from vector back to raster, and now he sort of lives in the middle somewhere. He kind of does both, which is weird. Computer's getting laggy. Oh, yeah, that sucks, John. 90% of the keys are the same, then 10%. Yeah, I know. That's never good when it's like that, John. I hate it when a computer doesn't work well. That's what was happening to my laptop that finally died. I had that freaking thing for almost 4 years, and I've been saying how it was acting funny. Well, it finally stopped acting funny and stopped working altogether, so that is what it is. And that's sort of where he ended up, Shadow. Like, he was doing exclusive vector, and then he did exclusive raster, and then he kind of ended up sort of a hybrid. He does kind of, his documents sort of have both. And he uses Clip Studio. Yep. Good stuff. And who knows? I mean, that's the beauty of art, right? Like, you're always evolving. You know what I mean? It's a constantly evolving thing. So, I mean, that's not to say once I learn more Clip Studio, I don't do a whole lot more in Clip Studio. I mean, it's entirely possible, you know? It's just one of the things you never really know. Okay, cool. So, we've got to finish. So this is a random sketch, dude. No real reason. I've been working on like a couple commissions today, and I worked on that book some more, and I just felt like I wanted to just draw random stuff, you know? Like, I wasn't in the mood to really work on like a project-based thing, because I kind of been doing that all day. So I was like, yeah, we're just going to do something random. We're just going to screw around, make some shapes, and see how my brain feels about it. Now, you were talking about how Clip Studio is really good for doing, like, comics, right? Blender, nice. Yeah, I'm learning Blender little by little. Only because I'm curious about their new grease pencil feature. It's going to be, well, it's not a new feature, but I know they're doing a major revamp of it in 2.8, and I'm curious about that because I've got a couple artist friends who are really, really excited about what they're going to be able to do with like full-on 2D like cartoon animations right within Blender, without having to actually do any sort of in-betweens. Now, granted, I'm not a Blender guru, so I don't know a lot about it, but I do know that they're going to be adding some pretty cool features. Really? I've never actually looked at how the heck it does comics. I'll have to do that. All I've been doing is doodling in it. Yeah, see, that's what I want to learn, Shadow. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to learn more about grease pencil. Yep. Because I live in 2D. That's sort of my thing, right? I do a lot of 2D art and things like that, and I really want to see what that's all about. But I've slowly been learning it, but I'm waiting on 2.8 to really hit. Because I know you can get the beta right now, but I'm kind of waiting on the full iteration. What are you up to today, Water Bottle? I think I'm stuck with this. I don't know what the heck going. Nada? I hear ya. Really? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I want to learn that because I know a lot of people who are getting hyped about that Shadow. They're saying it's going to be really good, so I want to look at it. I'm working on learning Grab It. There you go. Nice, Smiley. Keep it up. Keep it up. Let's play with some fire. Let's play with some fire. I need to do something different on this drawing for a minute. Oop, I'm in pencil mode. We might exit this in a little bit and do some maybe do some more on the book. I don't know yet. We'll see how I feel. Hey, Tryhard, thanks for the host. How are you? What are you doing, Frodo? Jumping around? 2.0 is now rock solid. Been using the latest daily build and zero problems. Really? Okay, so it's stable enough now with the beta that it's actually functional. Because I think I tried like maybe 5 months ago. I grabbed a build and I still found a few bugs in it. I might have to re-download it and try it out then. I'll try it out. Because I've really been curious about that one. I really, really have. Because I've been wanting to get more into like 2D animation. But you know me enough by now, Shadow. Like, I'm all about free or inexpensive software if I can be. Because, you know, why not? There's enough options out there. And it looks as though that new Blender stuff with the grease pencil is going to be really, really rock solid for 2D animation. You know what I mean? Gotcha. Okay, cool. Then I might try that out. Because I really want to look into, like, full-on 2D animation stuff. Not just, like, little things, but, like, a whole animation. Hey, Tryhard, how you doing? We're just sort of doodling, sketching, messing around. Good. Doing good. We're making... we might actually jump in that here in a little bit and play around with it. With zero stability, yeah, that's cool. I'm a huge fan of Blender and what they're doing. That's why I'm such a big fan of, like, you know, Affinity and Clip Studio and all these softwares that are proving that you can do more. You know, you can do amazing things with software that doesn't cost $1 million. You know what I mean? Huge fan of that. Huge, huge fan of that. Yeah, we're just sort of sketching, hanging out. So were you learning Blender, or are you pretty proficient with it? I didn't read that earlier. Because I've messed with it. I've made a couple small 3D models for like my 3D printer, but I'm not like a guru or anything. Because my daughter, she wanted this like little thing for her dolls, so we kind of made it in Blender. Before they make Blender approachable. All right, cool. I'll have to see. I've not touched anything 2D in Blender. I've only done small 3D stuff here and there for like 3D print stuff. That's it. What are you up to tonight, Tryhard? Having a good night? Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. See, I don't have much 3D experience, and what I do have is very minimal. Very minimal, Shadow. Okay, sir. Gonna prep for work. Week, entertaining stream. Bye. Thank you for coming in, bud. I appreciate that. And thank you for the ice cream and lemon and the diamond. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. It was god awful. Okay, alright. Big overhaul, then. Cool. I never used Maya or any of those. Never used any of them. I never got into the whole 3D stuff too much. I'm more of a 2D sort of person, I guess. Like I said, there's a few small things here and there for the 3D printer, but not like nothing crazy. You want to learn some animation? So, I would say with animation, John, you want to take animation slow because it's sort of a different approach. Animation is more about, it's a very meticulous process. That's the way I can describe it. I started with, I'll tell you what I started with. If you want to learn the basics of animation, here's what I'd recommend you do. There's a software right here called Pencil 2D. Free. Alright, so check this out. What's awesome about this software is you can make really quick 2D animations, and you can learn about keyframe animation, sort of the way Disney and a lot of the animations are done. Alright, so I'll give you a quick example. Let's say we want to do a quick ball bounce. Now, we're not going to make this perfect, but we'll draw a ball here. We'll draw a ball here. We'll draw a ball here, 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 here. We'll have it flatten out right here, and then we'll take it back up. And you can see that this supports onion skinning and everything, right? So what's cool about this is we can put it on loop and we can play it. So right there, we just drew that animation. And it handles all of the frames for you. You can export into all sorts of different formats like GIF, movie files. You can export to PNG sequences. The reason I suggest this is, firstly, it's free, okay? And secondly, it helps you to understand getting smooth animations, right? Now from here, you can start moving into like tween animations and different things like that, but it really depends on what kind of animation do you want to do. Do you want to do keyframe, cell by cell by cell, or do you want to do like a tween where you set a point, you set an endpoint, and it animates between points? So you sort of got to figure out what kind of animation you want to learn and pick the software that best handles that. Like this software here doesn't handle tweening, but it handles cell by cell or frame by frame. And then you have a software like Synfig, which is going to be a vector-based tweening animation software. So the way this one works is you're going to create a shape. So you're going to come in here like this. You're going to create vector shape. Now what's cool about this software is it is a hang on, let me get rid of this. It is a vector-based software. So you're actually drawing vector shapes in here, right? So even once I've drawn the shape, I can modify it. I can add points. We can modify it. We can do this. But here's where this gets really cool. Check this out. We can go to an animation mode. We can go out to 90 frames. We can select this. We can move it. But then while it's moving, watch this. We give it like a blob, okay? Now, let's go back and play this. We'll go out of animation mode and we'll go back to the beginning. Now hit play. You see what that does? Not only does it move, it warps into that blob shape. So this is what you call a tween animation. And tweening basically sets a point or a frame, and then you set another point toward the end, and it's going to go to that point in time and make whatever changes on that tween that you've asked it to make. Those are the kinds of animations I do. I do both frame by frame and tween animation, which are both 2D. And I believe that Blender, what we're talking about here with Shadow, I believe that's going to be, I believe Blender does frame by frame and tween. I think you can do both. But, yeah. So, and now what's cool is, Synfig right here, John, is also free. This is the free-based software as well. So, those are the two I'd recommend you start with. Synfig and Pencil 2D are the two I would start with. Let me see this here. Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, man, that's rad. That's a good job, Shadow. If you can do 3D like that, man, you need to be doing it. Okay, so there you go. Blender does keyframe, stop motion, tween, and believe it or not, here's a free software that does, check this out, Shadow. This software right here called TubiTube, which is free, this does stop motion, and it does excellent stop motion animation. And it also does frame by frame, or keyframe. This is another free one. So you can go, you know, same thing, same concept as Pencil 2D. You know, we can do something like this. And again, this is about learning animations here. I know a lot about a lot of different software. So if you guys are ever like, how in the world do we do this? Just let me know. You know? But there you go. We just made that quick animation. Nothing fancy, but you can see how you're starting to get into that animation landscape, right? Again, that's a free software. And see, that's why I want to start looking at Blender Shadow, because I hear a lot of people talking about all the potential things that Blender is going to do in 2.8, and I'm like, holy crap, I need to be on that. I'm going to download that tonight when I get off stream, as a matter of fact. Start playing with it. And that's where we go back to, I'm constantly learning. I almost never stop. Which, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is, right? Blender's no joke. Right. Awesome. I might pick your brain on that, Shadow. I might pick your brain on some Clip Studio and some Blender. We're going to go like that. We're going to get rid of this guy. My laptop has less than 13 gigs free and HDD is only 60. So yeah, if that's where you're running right now, John, yeah, you will definitely need to start looking at more space if you want to be messing around with some of those apps. Some of those animations, when you start making those, dude, they're going to get pretty big pretty quick. You start doing like, because, so I don't know if you know how that works, John, but when you do like video editing, for example, when you're compiling a video, there's a lot of space used because you've got multiple different files of different sizes all creating the file. But then once you render the file, the rendered size isn't too bad. It's all the videos and all the audio and stuff that make up all the separate files to make the main file, right? Same thing with animations. When you start doing really complex animations and stuff, the files are huge. But when you do the final render, it's not too bad. But you got to have the space to get to that point for sure. So if you're running out of hard drive space now, yeah, you definitely need to look into some upgrades and whatnot for that. Absolutely. Text and change font, change codes. So working on that right now. Very good, Smiley. So, all right, we drew that. I'm gonna go in, and I think we're gonna work on. Did you see the book I'm working on, Shadow? Have you seen that? I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. Let's see. Make sure there's not an update for Affinity Publisher. If there is, we'll go ahead and grab it. We're gonna work on this for a little bit. I hope y'all don't mind. This is a project that I'm doing for a friend. It's a book for a little girl named Jaden. So we're going to sort of keep doing this. And it's a My Little Pony inspired book. Alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to open some of these pages. And I'll explain to y'all sort of what's going on here.
Have some treats, Space Cat.
Okay. Let's get in here. So what I'm doing here is this is a program called Affinity Publisher. And what this does, I've actually got to make some changes to it. It allows you to compile a book with bleed and insets and safe print areas so that this can be printed, because this is actually going to be a printed book. So we're actually working on page by page. Let's see. Oh, man. See, now you look at something like that, dude, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. Like a 3D model like that. Not to say I couldn't learn it, but I would have no idea where to even start with that. Not even close. Okay, so here's what we got to do. We need to make... We got to redo all the pages because they want a dedication page in there. So dedication page will actually be page 1, and everything will get pushed back a page. So in order to make this work, I don't think we can do that without doing it manually. Is it? I bet it is, man. I bet it is. I mean, I do some minimal stuff, dude. Like, I've done very, 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 very minimal 3D rendering. Very, very minimal. But I mean, it was like little stuff at a 3D printer. We're talking like little tiny shapes, you know what I mean? With like, you know. Okay, cool. I didn't know if you'd seen it. Yeah, so what I'm doing is, like, a lot of the pages aren't done. It's just sort of the concept where the page is going to go, if that makes sense. So, like, this page, it's going to be about her seeing a reflection in the water with a crown and some wings on, right? So, the base for the page is there. We just have more to do. Sort of like... Yes. See, this one here, I have to redraw them here. Let me pull up this so we can sort of see what we need to be doing or what it is we need to be working on. Give me 1 second. Actor, complete. But yeah, you know, just working on stuff. How long have you been doing 3D stuff, Shadow? Like, has it been years and years and years for you? Or is that something you've recently sort of picked up and started on? Hey, Seven, what's up, dude? Thanks for the gift, man. We're doing some work on the book tonight, just messing around a little bit. We're going to have to change the way these work. Oh, God, years? Right. I figured as much. Okay, so this is going to be page 14. It's where she sees the reflection in the water. Now, page 15 is going to be a scene of them running as fast as they can carry them up the mountain. Okay. Started learning when I was 14, now 38. Right on. Gravit's freezing up on you? Not sure on that, Smiley. I don't have any problems with it. So, page 15, we're actually almost done. I just need to get these in, and then we need to get the details right. So, let's redo this. So page 1 is actually going to be the dedication page. So we're going to need an entire dedication page. And then it's going to go bang, 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 bang all the way down to the bottom. So let's do... What's the favorite thing you've made, Shadow? Anything in particular? Sorry guys, I'm thinking this out here. So I like the way this looks. We need more details. I like the way this looks. Oh, that might do it, Smiley. Yeah. Unfortunately, having a decent PC is kind of the... It's going to be sort of a requirement, unfortunately. I mean, and I say decent, it doesn't have to be high-end, but it needs to be pretty functional in order to do a whole lot of good stuff, so... Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We need to shift all of these pages because they want the dedication page to be the very first page. So we're going to go, which will have to be page 1. We're going to have to work backwards. So we'll go here. And so page 14 is currently a left-handed page. It'll have to be a right-handed page. Oh man, this is going to stink. I got to redo all this. Alright, we'll do it. I mean, gotta do it. Don't have a choice. So, it's gonna be a right-handed page. That's all I've done was a sculpt from Dragons, How to Rock, Breathing Fire, Refined in Moto. Have you ever 3D printed some of your stuff? Hey, buddy. You doing, Frodo? You doing, buddy? Yeah. Have you 3D printed any of your stuff, or... Yep, it's frozen. That sucks, Smiley. Alright, so what I gotta do here? We gotta take all this, copy it, and it's gotta fit on the right-handed page. So, this is gonna be page 15 then? Yo, cat, come on. You got claws, brother, you got claws. They hurt. They hurt, okay? Let's knock that off. I'll save as... 15. Gotcha. See, and that was the whole reason I took it up, Shadow, was I made these little things for my daughter and printed them. They were like little tiny figurines of like little characters. And what we did is we started with a ball and blender, and we used, I think it was called the sculpt tool. I could be wrong on that. And I just sort of like added eyes and little things. And then I took a square tool and made a base so they would sit flat. I'll find it. It's around here somewhere. And we like embedded the sculpted shape into the flat thing, so it almost ended up looking like a small game piece. and then printed it on the printer. Okay, so page 15. Let's go File, Export, page 15. There we go. And let's make sure this works. Yeah, you might want to look into something a little better to run it on there, Smiley. That's unfortunate, but... Yes, that's exactly what I did, Shadow. Yep. And it turned out really cool. Like, I was really happy with it. Yeah, I mean, and you know what was funny? It was legit, like, the first time I'd ever done it, Shadow, and it worked well. Like, it worked really well. Like, I didn't have a whole lot of problems. $900, yeah, see. Nope. Ain't doing that for personal projects. for little fun projects, no. Right, copy. File open. Page. Paste it. Alright, so this is going to become 14, right? File save as. Page 14. So if you don't know what I do, I got to move all these back a page because they decided they want to put a page in the front. Hey guys, so we're making a couple changes because they want to put a page in the front like a dedication page. So we've got to sort of shuffle these around, unfortunately. But I got you, Smiley. Well, you know anybody that works on it, maybe you get somebody to help you with it? So let's export this out. We're going to go page 14. Yep. And we're going to come in and we're going to sit here and we're going to swap all these out. We're going to get this done first. I mean, I got to do it. Might as well do it on stream. Hope y'all don't mind. Blender is actually all you need. You can legit do anything. People just don't take it seriously. Yeah. No, I can totally see that. Alright, so this is going to be... Alright, so let's just keep working backwards then. That's going to be 14. So we need to open 12, which will become 13. Yes. Right? Am I crazy? Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, so 12 needs to become 13. So it needs to become a right-hand page. So this will become 13. Just trash, yeah. 12. No, 13. File, export. Page. Boy, this is going to get confusing. This is going to get crazy confusing, y'all. So this is 13, so it needs to be replaced with... There's no way we get through this and I don't mess it up. Right? What do y'all think? No freaking way. So this is going to be... Okay, so now 11 needs to become 12. I'm trying to do this in a way... I could do it in a different way, but it would take longer. I'm trying to sort of cheat the system. See, I'm with you on that, and see, that's sort of what I'm talking about, what I was talking about earlier, Shadow, with like software. I feel like a lot of people, they automatically discredit something if it doesn't cost $1,000 or it doesn't cost $2,000. They're like, oh, well, it can't be a good piece of software when there's a piece that costs this much, it does it, right? And that's totally not a fair way to look at things, because not only are there free solutions that are really good, there's cheaper solutions that are really good. So I think a lot of people, they just automatically... They just discredit stuff without giving it a chance. You know what I mean? $11 is going to become left hand. Right? Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? 7? How you doing, bud? Sorry, I'm sort of focused on this. Because I know I'm going to mess this up. I just know it. This is going to be 12, right? Alright, Smiley, take care. You doing good, buddy? We're doing a, terrible for modeling. I've never used Maya, know nothing about it. So I wonder, can we try something? Now here's what I want to try. Let's see how this works. I wonder what this is going to do to the file size. When I go here and go like this, it'll let me choose the Affinity file. So does that mean if I put the Affinity file there and I save the Affinity file, it'll auto-update? What do you guys think on that? Maybe I don't have to export to PNG at all. Does that make sense, or am I 15, 14, 13... Do I look confused? Do I look as confused as I am? 15, 13, 12, 11? Okay, I'm confused by something here. Does this mean we're gonna have to try this? We're gonna have to try this. Hold on. Give me a second. We're gonna do something here. For this next one, we're gonna delete this. Actually, no. This will be 14, 13, 12, 11. It's gonna be 10. So let's replace this with page 10. I want to see what happens. We're going to point it to the actual Affinity file. Wow, I didn't know you could do that. So that means when I save over page 10, this is going to auto-update, right? Right? Somebody give me some confidence here. I don't have any confidence. Thank you, Deja. Okay, so I think I gotta restructure how I'm doing this. Because, okay, so 15 is gonna be here. 14, 13, 12. That means 10 needs to become 11. So here's what I want to know. We just replaced 10, right? We did. Okay. If I can use the Affinity files, then that means I'm going to be able to do it differently. Entirely differently than how I've been doing it. Because that means we can point to that. So 15, 14, and I do 13. Yeah, okay. So that's beginning to make sense. So we're going to go... So it'll be reflection, waterfall, them flying. Sorry, guys. I know y'all didn't come to me watch me look like a bumbling idiot, but I gotta figure this out. Because I'm trying to think of a better way I can do this. Because I've only used Publisher like twice. So I think what that means is, if I'm reading this right, then we're going to be able to do 12, 11, and then 10. So that means we should be able to use the Affinity file for that? Help me, Shadow, help me! I wish I had done this from the beginning, honestly, because I made this more convoluted for myself, which is going to just be frustrating in the long run. But it's a learning lesson, so I can't complain there. So let's go back to... So that's all gonna go back one. So page 15 is actually gonna be this. Yep, and then 14 is gonna be this. Glad you guys like me, or you'd all be out of here. 12 11. Okay. Page 10. Page 12. Okay, so let's do it. So this is going to replace, which means if we point, was this pointed at, I did not know you could do this. All right, I want to try something real quick. So we're going to load it. We're going to point it to the actual Affinity file. And here's what we're going to do. Watch this. We're going to open the Affinity file. We're going to go like this. We're going to draw a circle in the middle of it. This is going to answer our question. We're going to draw a orange circle in the middle. Okay? No stroke with an orange fill. We're going to draw it right here. We're now going to save this file. That means when we come to Publisher, has been modified outside of the application. Does that mean this will auto-update? Or is that a feature that maybe isn't working yet? Because we pointed this to this. Now, why does that not auto-update? If I select it again, it works. It would make a lot more sense if it would just auto-refresh. So let's go File, Save, and let's go back and check this. Linked resource changed. Image 15 page AF design has been modified outside of the application. So, is there no way to set it to say... Alright, let's go Properties. Stretch to fit, none, anchor, center. That doesn't seem right. Document, Resource Manager. Page 10. Alright, status modified, placement linked. Size. 291 DPI. What am I doing? Okay, so... Wow, this is a crazy amount of information. It's actually smaller if we use this. This is 171, 134. This is making my brain hurt. So right here, image placement policy. Prefer linked or prefer embedded? You guys think embedded would be better? Let's try it. So if we save this outside of the application, okay? Good. So let's do it again. We're going to go here and we're going to save it. Refresh. Nothing fixes it. So I wonder, is it just me or does it make sense that it seems that the document would auto-update? Or am I just a crazy person? Doesn't it seem like it would auto-update the file when I save it? Or maybe that's a feature that's not implemented yet? Because it says here, has been modified outside of the application, right? And when you click on it, you can go and you can point to said file again, and it updates, but it doesn't auto-update, which seems a little weird. So you go here, let's see, refresh, is there a refresh option? Create style. I don't see anything about refresh. What is this? Synchronize defaults from selection. Revert defaults. Convert. Lock. Go here. 15. I don't know. I guess that's just the way I'm going to have to do it, which is not exactly the way I'd like to, but it... whatever at this point, I guess. You think so? Kind of weird though, right? Like, you would think it would just like... I don't know. Now, I will say this. I do like the fact that I can point it directly to the Affinity file, which means I'm not going to have to export all these PNGs. You see what I'm saying? So if we go to Document Resource Manager, you see how right here we're now pointing to AF designs. So we don't have to save the AF design, and you don't have to save the AF design and then export the PNG and then point to the PNG. You can point directly to the AF design. I'm gonna have to look into that, Shadow. You might be right there, but I would like a way to have it automatically. It says here embed. What the heck is this? Embed? Because it says placement right here. Linked, 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 linked. Carrington reading it? He might. Ooh, Shadow, you might be right, dude. But either way, do you not agree it would probably be better to link directly to the AF design rather than the PNG? I do. I think it would make more sense to go directly to the AF design because I think you're right. If it pulled directly from the AF design, it should theoretically update from the file there. Right? I'm going to do it. We're going to swap them all over, I think. I think it's a better way to do it. It does. It does. It does. See, I was exporting everything out to 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. Yep. We're gonna do that then. We're gonna work down the list. Sorry, guys. This is a new learning curve for me, and this is something that we're sort of, you know. There should change the shout pick to scare pick for 7. Yeah. Oh, water bottle. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, 7 to 7 in Carrington. If you guys aren't following him, please do. All right, so let's keep going. We're gonna go. This is gonna be 15, 14, 13, 12. So that means that we get out of here. That means 10 needs to become 11. So we're gonna open 10, which needs to be a right-facing page. So we're going to open the right-facing page. Now check this out, Shadow, right here. These features are not in here yet, but eventually, from the looks of this, if you own Affinity and you own Photo, you see these right here? Vector Persona, Photo Persona? I'm assuming you're going to be able to do your vector and raster art right in here. I'm assuming you'll click the button and it will somehow utilize the features of the other software to allow you to do the drawing right in here without having to go back and forth between programs. I'm pretty sure. But when you click on them, it says they're not available due to beta. But I'm almost 100% positive that's how that's going to work. Pretty sure. Okay, so we're going to take all this, paste it here. Yes, exactly. Now, I do know that it's still in beta, so there's a lot of features that aren't quite there yet. But from what I understand, they've got quite a bit of stuff planned. So, we'll see. Open. That's right. Okay. So we're going to go copy. Going to go, whoops. Right page. Good. So we're going to save this as page 11. Now, watch this. We're going to go back over here. We're going to come in here. We're going to go on what will be page 11. I mean, it already kicks everyone crap out of it, but the other software is just awful to use. Yeah, and you know, we were talking about that the other day, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, you know, how Adobe, they've sort of, they're sort of stuck with a lot of their softwares because they've, you know, they've built it around that. We could, Deja. We could put something in there like that. And that was going to be 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and then we're going to do 10. Thanks for the host, Deja. We're going to go... Alright, so now 9 need to become 10. Once we get all these switched, this won't be so bad. Be a left-hand page. File, save as, page 10. Good. Close and close. Come here, go to this, update the link to page 10, but we'll do the Affinity file. Fantastic. Late. See, I've never actually used InDesign Shadow. It's totally new to me. And now we want 8 to become 9. Open 8. And so 9 is going to be a right face. Glad you guys are hanging out for this. I really am. It means a lot. Very frustrated now the computer frozen. Dang on, John. Sounds like you and Smiley are having the same problems. Yeah, I've got to get my laptop replaced. But I know how you feel. Because my laptop from work died. And I use that work, I should say. A lot of drawings and video stuff. So we'll have to see how it goes. Barely works. So have you done like production stuff with it, or file, save as, page 9? Nope. Nine. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna point it to the actual Affinity file. Fantastic. Keep saving it. Yeah. Man. Well, the good thing is, once I get all these pages flipped and everything pointing to the Affinity files, then we can work on the dedication page. Then we can start going down the list again. So, it'll be worth it. It's just going to take a little time consuming to get there. Hated every second of it? Yeah. 8. So 7 needs to become 8. 7 to 8. Need to go to a left-facing page. See. Save as. Page 8. There we go. Now we come in here. We update the links. Okay. Page 8. That means I need to go in here and delete all these PDF files once we get all these links updated, right? Because everything's going to be pointing to the Affinity Designer files. Is it as interesting to watch a drawing? Be honest. Yes, no? 6 needs to become 7. Right. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I hear you. Not in a bad way. Okay. Okay. What's cool is, if we go up here to Resource Manager, look at this. Everything's starting to say Affinity Designer files now. We're starting to get rid of all the PNGs. You see that? Okay, cool. So 5 becomes 6. Almost there. Almost there. And 5 is going to be a left-facing page. Trying to get this right. I don't want to have to do this again. Because I did all this getting it where it needed to be. I really don't want to have to do it all over again. I want to get it right the first time. So we're going to go here. We're going to file save this as 6. So we're going to overwrite 6. Yep. Nope. Okay. So we'll go here, replace, and we'll go to 6. Good. So this means when we get to the top one, this page is actually going to be blank. Because reasons. Look good though, man. Is it just a random character? Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5. So 4 needs to become 5, which is going to be a right-hand page. 4 needs to become 5, right hand. Oh, I just want to draw. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much like. This is too much like other work. This is too much like real work. You know what I mean? I'll see. 5. Okay. There you go, man. Nothing wrong with that, man. That's some of the best stuff right there. Page 5. Okay. So 3 needs to become 4. 3 needs to become 4, which is the left-facing page. God, we're close. Okay, so page 3. And we're going to save it as 4. And then I'll move things around as I need to, right? Okay. So now we go here. Select the Affinity Designer file, page 4. Fantastic. So now 2 needs to become 3, which is a right-hand page. If anyone new comes in, they're going to be utterly confused as to what it is we're doing. They're going to be like, what? File save as, page 3. Hey Ginger, how you doing? We're working on a kid's book
Have some treats, Space
for a friend, and it is sort of turning into we're having to redo the page layouts a little bit. So because we're having to insert a dedication page, so I'm trying to make sure I get this right the first time through. So we're almost to the end to where we can actually start drawing again. I do promise. The very first page of this needs to be a dedication page, however. Monkey, thank you for the host. How you doing, buddy? Colored, good to see you. Trust me, we're almost there, guys. So page 1 needs to become page 2, which will be a left-hand page. Then we're going to put in a blank dedication page, and we'll be good to go. So open page 1. Open a left-hand page. Thank you. Yeah, this is for a friend. So we're going to take this, plop it here, save it as page 2. So now we can overwrite. The other thing we're doing here is we're using Affinity Publisher, and we're replacing all the PNG links with Affinity Designer links. So what that means is if we go look at the Resource Manager, everything is now pointing to Affinity Designer file except for page 1. Alright? So now we're going to come back here. We're going to open effectively what is page 1, and we're going to change it. Because page 1 is going to stay. So I should probably delete all these freaking PNG files then, right? They're just wasting space. Yep, there we go. Okay. Sure. Thank you, water bottle. Okay, so we're going to open page 1. Now, we're going to delete everything on page 1. Now, this needs to be a dedication page. So what would a dedication page look like? What should we do with a dedication page? Should it be... I'm assuming maybe do like a cloud with her name in it, like Jaden, and then that we can insert the text below it, or what do you guys think? Yeah? Okay. So we'll go like this. Something like that. Okay. We'll get rid of the stars. Or should we leave the stars in it? From the second page. Tiny rainbow? Okay. Because I like this gradient for that first page. But let's do... Leave the stars? You like them, Seven? I like them too. No, I like them. I like them. So let's do this. We're just going to do a general text box. And we're just going to put text. Okay? This will be roughly where the dedication's going to be. Alright? We'll just use this. And we'll give it a black outline just so we can sort of see it a bit. Okay? On the text. Right there. Okay, so there we go. That's roughly where the text will be. So what I was thinking about doing is maybe drawing in like a cute puffy cloud. This is obviously not a cloud, folks. But sort of a puffy cloud right here and maybe putting her name in it, in the cloud. Sort of in front, and then we can do this. Now you guys want two ponies holding a banner with her name, and we want rainbows. Ah! Alright, two ponies holding a banner with her name. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Hold on. Just. Yeah. What? Come on, I can spit that out like, what, are you kidding me? What about her? So this is going to be a dedication page. So we've got to keep it semi-simple. Right? Semi-simple. Because most dedication pages are blank with just text on it, right? Or am I 100% wrong here? I think I'm right, though. Because I don't want to go too crazy with it, because it is supposed to be simple, per se. Just blank with text. Alright, well, let's do this. We can move this off the artboard. Let's just try a... Maybe we could do her name in a really cool font. Or like a really cool text. Or would it say... No, it would say dedication. It would say dedication. Deciation. Oh boy. My brain's working well tonight. No wonder we can't freaking draw. I can't even spell. Okay. So it would say dedication. Yeah. Obviously, we'll have it in a different font or something. We'll do something cute. But because it's for a girl. So we'll do, we'll do something cutesy here. And we'll play with it. That'll be a later thing. For now, we'll just go like this, whatever. And then I'm thinking it would just be a box sort of like this. So here's what we're going to do for now. They've not provided the dedication page yet. So all I want to do for now is just get this saved as page 1, go back over here, and replace it. That's really all I want to do. I don't want to overthink it. You see it right here for now, guys? So, see, now we're where we need to be. Page 1 dedication, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we are now finally back to where we need to be. Alright? So we need to now, and I believe everything should be pointing to an Affinity Designer file now. Which it is, 100% accurate. So now everything is pointing to Affinity Designer. Perfect. 2, 4. Okay. Isn't important for drawing. True, monkey. That's true. Alright, so let's go here. We're going to do a left-hand page. Now we're actually going to draw, guys. You're actually going to see something. Okay, so we're going to save this as page 16. It really is, Shadow. It's one of those... But here's the cool part. Now that we just did that maintenance work right there, now we can trudge ahead. Alright, so... For this scene, it's going to be The scene basically says the ponies run as fast as their legs can carry them up and up through the mountains. The magical world below them shrinks until the trees look like ants. Okay, so I'm getting the sense that... Yeah, it's going to make it 21 pages now, Deja, which means we're going to have to add another... Right here. We'll have to add another page to the end. So it'll be 21 pages out. Yep. Which we will. We can easily do that. But for now, at least we're back on track. Alright, so... The ponies... So here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy this text. We're going to go to page 16. And we're going to post that text right in here. And we're going to make it white. And we're going to make it big. So we can see it. So the ponies ran as fast as their legs could carry them up and up through the mountain. The magical world below them shrinks until the trees look like ants. So I'm assuming that... Oh, I don't think we're going to do that, Deja. I think we're just going to... I think we'll just do something small on the cover. Because I got to make the cover, too. We haven't even made the cover yet. We are going to have to make the cover at some point, though. So I'm assuming the rest of the book is going to take place up in the mountains, the magic mountains. So, yeah, now they're at the top of the mountain. Okay, so they're going to be at the top of the mountain after this. So the ponies run as fast as they could carry them up and through the mountain until the magical world below them shrinks. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Do we want to do a top-down perspective, like them going up a winding mountain and the world small below them? Or do we want to do sort of a side perspective where we're looking at them and you see the world below them really small? That makes sense? There's two ways we could do this. That I don't know for sure yet, Monkey. They're working on some of the details of that, and I'm helping them where I can, but I'm sort of leaving it up to them in terms of how they want to handle that. You know what I mean? I'm going to certainly try to guide them. I know they're going to print these on blurb. And it's going to be a physical copy for the family. And I think they're going to get like 15 copies or so and kind of give them out to the immediate family. And then it'll be, from there, it'll be, and that was a great suggestion. And I think they totally should. So we're looking at like Amazon and some of that, where maybe copies can be purchased and then the money donated to the family kind of thing. I think that's kind of where this is going. But again, that's entirely up to them on how they want to handle it. I'm not looking for anything out of it. You know, for me, it's just the labor of love of doing it. So it is what it is. Which is why I'm not really worried about an author page or anything. It's fine. Okay, we'll do Monkey. Yeah. So, you know, and Candace, she actually did the writing. Deja. So I'm just doing pictures, man. I'm good, buddy. Yeah. Alright, so top down. I like that water bottle. So what we'll do is we're gonna grab page. We're gonna grab two things. We're gonna open page 2 and we're gonna open page 14. And the only reason we're gonna do this is so that we can have some of the colors available to us. Well, you know, hey, I mean, the thing is, man, like, you know, it's like I was talking to Water Bottle when all this started, and I said, you know, sometimes you just do things because it's the right thing to do, you know? And that's really ultimately what it is. It's the right thing to do, so it is what it is. It's a little bit of a time investment, but you know what? I look at it like this. I gain something from it. I learn. I grow as an artist, right? And it's the right thing to do there again. So you really can't, you know what I mean? You really can't argue it. Okay, so page 16. We're going to do top down. So let's have them going up a winding path. And what we'll do is we'll do little silhouettes of them. Okay? Kind of at the top of the path. And we'll do the world below them. How does that sound? Let's try to sketch that out and see what that would even look like. Oh, the other thing here is, everybody, these pages are actually like 10 by 9 inches. These are big pages. It's going to be a very big book. Like, it's going to be a big book. It's going to be a very big book. All right, Water Bottle. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to do sort of a winding path up a mountain. And if we do top down, we're going to use the pen tool. So for anyone who is new here, just real quick, because I see some faces, and I just want to say hi. My name's Jeremiah. We do vector art, pixel art, animations. We do all kinds of stuff here. If you guys have any questions for me, what I'm doing, what softwares I'm using, feel free to ask. It's sort of a fun, interesting, chill sort of stream here, where we teach, we get creative, and have a good time. So feel free to ask questions and get involved, and thanks for being here. All right, so I'm envisioning we're going to do sort of a, like this. We're going to do a ring like this. Hey, Dragonslayer, how you doing, dude? Water bottle stepped away real quick. We'll get you a shout out in a second, my man. Okay, so I'm envisioning sort of a ring of clouds up here. We're working on the kids book that we're doing, Dragon, for a friend of ours here. It's about his niece, a little girl, and we're finishing it up. It's going to be like a 20-page book. So what we're doing is we're actually drawing out each individual page, and once I have the templates for the page in, then we're actually going to come in and modify some of the details and make things right and make sure all the text is good and things like that. So, sort of what we're working on tonight. And it is very, very, very influenced by, I'm not sure you can guess what it's influenced by, but you're welcome to guess. I think most people can guess at this point, but yeah. It's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're definitely gummy bears. Nailed it. Look. Look just like them, right? Just like them. Guys, if you're not following Dragonslayer, I'm going to go and get him a shout out. Dragonslayer, he is a super, 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 super cool content creator here. Well worth your follow if you're not. Very nice guy. Very supportive of the community as a whole. Go check him out. Does some awesome stuff there. Worth it. I would appreciate it. Dragonslayer. Winnie the Pooh. Yep. We're getting there. Okay, so this scene, what we're getting ready to draw, Dragon and everybody, is it's going to be a top-down perspective of them going up a winding mountain. So it's probably going to be a very heavy scenery on the ground with the path going up a mountain with like the little silhouettes of them like coming up the mountain. It's from what I'm reading, from what they wrote here, the rest of the book is going to take place at the top of the mountain. So it makes sense. And this is sort of going to be a rings of clouds. We're not going to leave that, obviously. We're doing it as a placeholder. So we're going to do kind of the base of a mountain like this. And the great part is this is vector, guys, so we can manipulate all these points at will. We're going to do it purple for now. Go to the back. Forward 1. Alright. So I'm thinking sort of this perspective here. And then this could be the ground layer here. And what we'll do is we'll do like a path sort of winding up. Yeah, but Monkey, I'll be sure to let you know, man, how once we get closer to actual printing this and what the actual what it is they're trying to do there. I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot about that yet. I kind of offered to do it, you know. So I don't know. But I'll be sure to let you know. Or I'll have probably Candace and Tyrone get in touch with you if they need anything or. Because I want to get a copy for my daughter as well. Because I think it'd be really cool to read with my daughter and then kind of explain it to her so she understands, you know, the emphasis on it and what it's all about. You know what I mean? Because my kid was utterly confused when she came in the office the other day and she saw me drawing this and she was like, "Daddy, why are you drawing My Little Ponies?" And you know, I sort of explained it to her, and of course, being a kid, she was just kind of like, "What?" Which is good, but I'm envisioning what a winding trail would look like. We're probably going to end up redoing this. Have you seen us messing with this at all, Dragon, or is it your first time sort of seeing this? I don't know who has and hasn't seen this. You know what we're going to do? We're not going to use that tool. Yep, we're going to use this. I came in around the point of looking and like, okay, right on. Yeah, well, we've got 15 pages now. We've got the dedication page at the front, which this is just a placeholder at this point. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but right here is where that looking in the lake sort of turned into. And what I'm doing here, just so everybody kind of understand, is I'm not finishing the pages completely. What we're doing is we're just kind of getting it there so we have a placeholder. And then we're going to come back like this. This wall here needs more detail, right? This needs a lot more detail, and we will. You know, so right now what we're doing is basically getting the placeholders there, getting the data there, and then we're going to come back and kind of edit things separately and sort of finish up and add the text and make sure everything flows right, and then we'll kind of go from there. I think is the plan. At least what I'm thinking. And this will be the first time I've ever actually finished a like a product like this. This is still very, very new to me in terms of the way it all works. And for anyone who is curious, the white line here is the bleed line, which means everything outside this white line will be cut off. You won't see it at all. The blue line is the safe print line. So this is the way you sort of manage prints, okay? So that means anything in this between the white and blue will print, but it's not called a safe print area, which means right in here where the book will bind in the middle, like if you were to have text sort of flow into this angle right here, because it's going to go down into where the bind is, then you may not fully see it, right? So the whole point is to stay in this blue line if you want to guarantee that it will be seen. So that's what that's all about, in case anyone was curious. But I'm sure some people are kind of looking at it trying to figure out the way or the methods or what this is all about. So we're going to kind of treat this like a mountain going up, I think. Like this is the path. Because if we look at the other pages, it all revolves around this path. You see this pink path right here? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this color. We're going to come back. And this is going to be sort of a slow one because we're going to have to slowly just modify everything. Alright, so this will be the path here, and we can modify that. And so far, we're just kind of bricking out the components. We're not anywhere done. Okay. What did you do tonight, Dragon? I left right as you were finishing up. I didn't know if you did some, did you do some chainmail stuff? Did you play some games?
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Hey, Ginger Slayer. Thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. I know it's been a little different, and we're getting close to this, to the end of this project. So, and I asked if they were okay. A little bit of tech, a little bit of scale. Right on, dude. Let's try to put them somewhere on this level. And then what we'll do is we're going to try to make this look like mountains down here. It's sort of a top-down perspective, which means we're going to have to sort of skinny this path as it goes down, which we will. Right on, man. I'm going to seriously look into those glasses, though. Because it's funny enough, I saw you wearing them, and I don't think I ever paid attention to you wearing them, Dragon. But, you know, I'm in front of a computer. I mean, I do IT for a living, so I'm in front of a computer at work for 10, 12 hours a day. And then I come home, and I'm in front of a computer at home for easily, you know, another 4 hours a day. So it's like I'm in front of a computer a lot. And I've not noticed any eye problems yet. But I'm sure that getting something that might help with that probably couldn't be a bad thing, not only for here, but also at work. Since I do use a monitor so much throughout the day. Yeah, unless the light in the room is balanced, the light from the monitor, I get headaches. See, and I don't ever recall getting headaches from it, but, you know, I've also heard from people say they didn't realize how much it was affecting them until they put on the glasses. That's the one thing I've heard people say. It's like they didn't really get it until they put on the glasses, and then that little bit of eye strain just sort of went away. You know what I mean? Which I think is probably what I'm going to experience, that dryness and that little bit of a thing you get, you know? Really? Well, darn. I'm going to have to look that up. I have to see what kind of deal I can find on them.
Have some treats, Space Cat.
Okay. Up here. Yeah, we'll do them sort of on this one, I think, right here on this landing. When night mode for Windows 10 looks a lot like you're looking through gunners. Okay, alright, cool. You know, because I'm sure, because I'm, no joke, I mean, I use a monitor all freaking day. Amazon has like, really? Oh, maybe I'll look on Amazon then, because I mean, I order everything through Amazon. Maybe I'll just look there. Good to know, thank you. I'm gonna copy this over to this scene. This is gonna start coming together here quickly, y'all, I promise. I know some of y'all are probably looking at this right now thinking, this man is crazy, but we're we're gonna get there. Sort of a one step at a time thing. Because remember, we want to make this look low key, right? So we want to make this look like these trees are sort of way down here on the ground. So we sort of got to build this forest atmosphere down there. Do you? Very cool. But good crazy, that's right, Monkey. I'm glad to hear that. I always wonder, you know, I think sometimes everyone struggles, I know I do, with like, in what I'm drawing, is it entertaining to folks, you know? Because I know everybody tunes in for different things. Some people like to see the character stuff, some people like to see the animation stuff, and, you know, this is a project that I sort of, you know, took on, and I really want to get, I want to get it off my plate. So it's something that I need to put some emphasis on, so that I can get it done. So I can move on to some other personal projects that I really need to do. I need to look around. Hey, end of day, how you doing? Welcome. If you have any questions, let us know. I need to look through some of the other files and see what some other tree shapes we did. Like these bushes, I'm not really sure. Let's copy this and this out into it. Maybe we can use this as fluff somewhere. Maybe we can... Good. We're working on a kid's book for a friend, and so we're kind of focused. Right now we're doing sort of a top-down scene. We're building the book right here, so you can see each page as it sort of progresses through. We're going to have a dedication, and then you're going to have a list of pages going down. And so we're sort of working on this right now, and we're working on the next page as we speak, and we're sort of prototyping it out and figuring out the layouts and what it is we want to do and all that good stuff. If you have any specific questions, let me know. Did I not do any other trees? I did, but they wouldn't look right from a top-down perspective. Those wouldn't look right. This I did. Where's this guy at? We could steal this guy. Let's take him. Page 4. And we are reusing the heck out of assets, y'all. Just in case anyone's like, you know what? I just thought of something. We're going to use the recolor feature. You guys don't see this much. I don't do it much. Let's see if we can do it without destroying it. We're going to go here, and we're going to go to recolor. And we're going to make a forest. So check this out. We can take an existing item, and we can just change the colors. Why did I not think of this? Because I was like, man, we really need another... We need another, tree. Okay. So we'll just do a bunch of different colors. What color do we want to do in this? Do we want to do like a, I'd say like purples. We'll do the reds. How about we do like a, like a blue maybe? Would a blue look good in here? How about like this teal? That sort of makes sense. That's like a bluish teal kind of. We could do some yellow ones in there. Maybe a pink. Oh, yeah. Good idea. Where do we want to be on that pink spectrum? Sort of right. there, maybe? Yeah, that works. And then what we're going to do, watch this, we're just going to rotate some of these. We're going to make some smaller, some bigger, and we're just trying to signify, like, the depths and trees here. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking too, Monkey. I think we're going to try to incorporate that somewhere. I want to try to get some trees in here first. And then we're going to do some flips to make them look sort of varied. Because we're trying to sort of create this look of a jungle down here, right? So we're going to do that. So should we do the pond? Let's do the pond like over here. And we're going to cheat and we're going to grab the pond from... Where the heck was the pond? That was page 15? Yes. So we're going to grab the pond. We're going to copy it. We're going to go to page 16. We're going to paste it. Now, check this out. Like I said, guys, there's no shame in this game, alright? We're going to reuse as many assets as we can and try to speed up production of the overall thing. So, I do this frequently. Okay, so we're going to give it a slight rotation. We'll bring it off over here to the side. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to check something real fast. We're going to delete this. Now, check this out. We're going to go to... We're going to save this, and we're going to throw this in the program. So check this out. Page 16. There it is. So you can see what this is going to start to look like, right? Once we've cut off the bleed stuff here. Because the bleed stuff is sort of the runover, the runoff. So we can get a better look as to what the actual page is going to look like as we get closer to it. So I think I know what I want to do now. Now that we've sort of seen it in that square, I want to do another trail, maybe sort of coming off of this one, over here to the lake. Because, I mean, this is completely up to us on how we want to do it. I mean, this is entirely our opinion on this. Thanks, Water Bottle. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday, Space Cat!
Now, I don't want these edges of this mountain to be so straight. We're going to work on that. And we're also going to give the mountain some more detail. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. To sort of make this look like a path coming down. We'll kind of go like this. Okay, yeah, and then we'll build up some detail here. Alright, so let's build up the edges of this mountain, and I think we're going to do it like this. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out tonight. You know, a little different, but it's good stuff, I hope. What do we got there? Zam, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the host. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. I appreciate that.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Okay. So we're going to go here, and we're going to kind of just break this in small like this. Well, I am glad to hear that. Thank you for that. We are working on a kid's book tonight, just making some art for it, and we're currently in the process of building a, what is to become page 16. It's sort of a top-down page, and we're experimenting with making it look top-down. This is actually the first top-down page in the book. We're going to go with this color. We're going to cut it. Oh yeah, look at that. You see that, guys? I just sort of made it look sort of bushy and foresty down there. And then watch this. We can take this shape. We can move it out and just make it slightly darker and go down one. And you see how that sort of makes the edge of the mountain look sort of more like a forest in a way? Which is perfect, I think. Because we don't want this to look like some sort of a hard edge thing. And then what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll add some more texture to the top of those. That'll look good. So we're going to do the same thing here. Yeah, if you have any questions for me, Zam, let me know. I'm going to go here. I think tomorrow, when I stream during the day, we're going to work on this some more for a little bit. We'll probably do a character drawing first thing, and then I think this is probably going to be a good portion of the stream during the day because I really, really, really want to get this project as signed off on as possible so that we can move forward with some other stuff. So, because I've sort of been balancing this one in the middle of some other stuff, and I need to get it off my plate for sure. Right, so here. Let's see. How far are we? Oh wow, this is going to be a long shape. That's cool. We're going to actually end it in half right here. So we'll kill it. We'll go here, here, here. We'll do the same thing. Give it that color. Cut it. Paste it. Drag it down. Give it the same color. And back one. Cool. So it sort of creates that sort of a foresty look at the edge. And again, we'll do some more detail. Very cool. I like it. So we're going to do, I'm assuming since we're doing this top-down perspective, the characters on the trail are just going to be sort of like black silhouette, right? They're not going to be, this is not going to be a close-up shot. This is going to be more like a far-away, distant sort of silhouette shot, I believe. So this scene will come together really quickly here in a few minutes, once we get to that portion of it. Okay. And I think we'll do a couple more small mountains sort of down in this lower corner here. See if we can't kind of put them into place. And we're compiling them over here, Sam, in case you're wondering. We're actually compiling the pages into a full-on book, which will then be printed. So this is going to be, this is just the first step. We're basically creating the art in this page, and then what we're doing is we're compiling it here into a printable PDF that'll actually go out and be printed into a physical hard copy book. And then, yep, off it'll go. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. It's different. It's not what you're gonna. I'm probably the only person on Mixer that's making a book at this present time on live stream. I would say that's probably pretty unique thing. If it's not, I'm shocked. And I'm not following any sort of a pattern here. I'm just sort of creating this into a sort of a... Oh, and there we are. We're hitting the edge of that line there. So this right here is going to be the save print line. And then we're going to go out of the save print line and we're going to go to what is called the bleed line, which are the two lines that we need to pay attention to for the physical print. So we just passed the save print line. This white line is the bleed line, which essentially means nothing outside of the bleed line will print. So once we hit the bleed line, we're good. We can just sort of make any shape we want out there. So we'll kind of go like this. Now watch this. We're just going to cut back in like this. We're going to finish the shape. Give it a color. Now you can see that sort of finishes it, right? And we're going to do the same thing. Just copy it down. Give it that same color fill. Back one. Now, that looks pretty good all the way around except for right here. So what we'll do is we'll take and we'll modify this point. Like this. Alright. So this will go here. Nice. There we go. And it sort of creates that ruffled edge of the forest. I'm off to lunch break now. See ya. Need to rest my head for my... Hey, absolutely, John. Take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. So now, we need to overlap some of these. So I want this one to the top to overlap some of these. Make it look more like a small forest down in here. What else can we put in this forest, guys? Like, maybe some rocks, or I'm trying to think. Maybe some small... Now, again, this is supposed to be a top-down sort of view, which means that theoretically, this is going to be high up in the mountains kind of thing, and we're going to put some more details here on the side of the mountain here in a minute. For the trail, I'm wondering if we should do... We've done gradients. That's what we can do. Exactly what we can do. Let's throw a gradient on this. G, we'll go dark to light. So we'll flip that, but we'll do it like this. Watch this. Let's do linear. We'll go right there. Now watch this. We'll copy this gradient style, and we'll paste it in these other shapes. All right, gradient might work. I don't know if I like it. I think I might do a more soft edge detail for this. Let's export it again, and then we can sort of see what it looks like in the book. So let's go, no, not export, I'm sorry, file save. Go back to the book. And let's replace that with page 16. Okay, so this gives us a better look at what it's beginning to look like, right? Because this gives you the perspective without the bleed, without the insets. It's just sort of the shape of the image. So what we'll do is I'm thinking the character will be somewhere right here in this corner, sort of a silhouette. And then we'll do some discoloration on the ground to make it look sort of hilly. Let's go back. So we'll take this and we'll kind of go like this. And we'll drag it. Actually, let's go to page 14. Yes. We'll copy this color. We'll go back. We'll go this color here. We'll cut it and we'll paste it. But I'm sort of just trying to help signify the little bit of a ground color change in the ground a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want everything to just be one solid color palette. So we'll kind of go here to break up the monotony a little bit. Let's go. They both kind of wash out against that color. Go. Kind of go there with it. What's up, Frodo? Cat's stalking around. I wonder what he's hunting. We're gonna go here. Kind of make it a little bigger, and we'll put it right about here, I think. Here. Tell you, this is real taxing on the brain. It may not look like it, but this is... It's definitely a little different. I mean, the drawing, it's not bad, I guess. It's definitely a taxing process. Okay, so there we go. We'll kind of do it like this and make it look like a little forest over here, or like bushes at the very least. And then we need to sort of copy these over here, and we'll do sort of a rebalance of them. So we'll flip, and we'll flip again, and we'll see if we can't kind of recreate that same sort of effect down here and see what it looks like. Because we're trying to reuse as many assets as we can. We talked about that early on, so just in case anyone's wondering what's up with that. Drop that in the middle, bring that over here. Okay, so I want to do this as well. Sort of want to follow the pond. Good. Good. That way we can sort of make things look interesting. Now let's do a couple small maybe rocks. Thinking. Let's now we've got this whole corner over here we got to do something with as well. Let's do a copy a tree back there, and we'll flip it. That way it has a little bit of a variation. We'll copy this one back here, and we'll kind of put it in there. Because, you know, the thing with this is it's not something you're going to really complete in the first shot. You know what I mean? It's one of those things we're sort of creating, because if you look at, and this is no joke, if you look at like current children's books and how they're produced, I mean, these things take months and months and months to complete, between writing and art, and you know, it's a very involved process. They really vet it out, and it's a very involved thing. Like, they don't just cough and out pops a book. So we're fast tracking this. We're doing an entire book design, writing, and everything in a matter of you know, what, month? So we're hoping we can do it. I have faith. I know, water bottle, right? I know. Shocking. I'm trying. You know, because when I talked to Candace about it, she was like, you know, I thought about trying to do it, and she said, I don't even know where to begin. And I was like, well, you know, I can help, but I don't know. I've never truly done it. And I said, but I think we could figure it out. And she was like, all right. And so we just kind of talked about it and figured out, oh, you're all right, DZ. How you doing, buddy? We're working on a project we're currently working on. It's a kid's book, man. We're 16 pages in. We're still sort of developing this page. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Thanks for the ice cream. Thanks for the lemon, DZ. How you doing, man? I was actually going to show you artboards when you got here, because I think it was... Who was it that wanted to see artboards? Let me look. I think you were one that wanted to see it, right, DZ? You're excited? Me too, Water Bottle. I'm excited from the point of, you know, I'm excited to see what I can do. Page 16. Okay, so you can see how that's evolving, right? It's slowly turning into something rather than just this page. Open with Affinity Designer. Okay, I'll show you real quick. I'll give us a quick break. So the way that I do that is... Go here. All right, let's do a new file. So the way that artboards work is they allow you to have multiple drawing spaces, okay? So if we start a picture without an artboard, we can simply click the second tool here, which is the artboard tool. And you have insert artboard, and you can choose document, selection, or you can pick like an iPhone X, iPad 10.5, whatever, you get that point. I normally do document, insert artboard, okay? Well, once we have an artboard, it can be moved around, the artboard can be resized, it can be whatever. Well, let's say we want another artboard. We select the artboard tool and we draw it. And again, you can do standard sizes. So you could say like, you know, 500 by 500 pixels. You can come over here. You can say, you know, 1,000, 2,000 by 200, you know, whatever. You can make your artboards any size as you want. Your artboard is basically a place to build your, where you want your asset to be, right? So think of it like you make your artboard the size of the image you're trying to create, if that makes sense, right? So let's say so for mine, I'll go back and I'll open up my default one so you can kind of see what that's all about. Let's go to vector, we'll go to standard. Okay, so the way this works is, this is labeled Instagram because it's 1080 by 1080 pixels, which is the standard upload size for an Instagram post, okay? So then this one is Dribble. It's labeled Dribble because it's 800 by 600, which is what you use for Dribble. And then 620 by 465 for Patreon. And Uplabs, 1200 by 900. So basically, when we go to the export persona at the end, I can literally check off Instagram, Uplabs, Dribble, and Patreon right here like this. Select these four. Like, watch, I'll give you an example. I'll give you all a straight up example, if you don't mind for a second. Let's take all these, make them blue, and I'll show you exactly how powerful this is. We'll copy this, paste, copy. Now we're not sizing and everything. I just want to give you all a good look at how this works, okay? So let's say I had my Instagram, Dribble, Patreon, Uplabs done, right? I simply go to the export persona, check those four over here on the right, and I'm not sure if you can see them with the slideshow, but you basically put a checkbox on the ones you want to export and uncheck the ones you don't. And you go to export slices. You literally click right here. Let's go to the desktop and hit export. Now, watch this. We're going to minimize this. And when we go, oh, look, there's the Instagram post, 1080 by 1080. There's the Uplab post. There's the Dribble post. There's the Patreon post. So not only are they already named what they're supposed to be, they're already the right sizes as well, because they go off the sizes of the artboards that I made. See what I mean? So that's where artboards get really powerful. And where this is super duper powerful is if you're doing like assets for video games and stuff, you can actually come in here, predefine all of your little artboard to whatever size you need. And then, so you can call it like head, torso, whatever, and you can do export all, or if you only make a change to the head, you can just export the head and not all of the other artboard. So you're only exporting what you're needing. You're not exporting all of it. Super duper important. Learn how to use artboards because they are going to save your life. And you were saying, and how you manipulate the shape, put them inside another shape. Okay, so for that, the way you're going to do that, it will go back in here. So for putting a shape in a shape is simple. Let's say we have this circle right here, and you want to put another circle inside of that circle. Let's say this green circle here, okay? There's two ways to do it. You can either select both shapes with, well, you're not trying to combine, you're going to put in. So you can either go like this. Let me show you the way I do it, right? This is going to be the way to do it, okay? Take the shape you want in the shape and cut it with Control X, okay? And then choose the shape you want it in and either hit Control Alt V or go up to Edit, Paste Inside. I would learn this keyboard shortcut, Control Alt V. It's now a child to the parent shape. Now here's what's cool. If we move this around, it moves with it. If we resize it, it resizes with it, okay? Let's say we want to select green shape. You hold down Control and click it, and look at this. You can now modify the child and the parent. Well, not only can you modify the child and the parent, you can resize it, you can change its color, and you can still do math-based shapes on it. So watch this. You can still do things like this in there. So you can create more shapes that you already didn't have. Right? You can still rotate, you can still change colors, you can still do all that stuff. But they are still children to the parent. Okay? Now, for manipulating shapes, let's say we draw said circle. You want to go into hit A for your point selection tool. You're going to select points and you're going to modify them based on what it is you want to do to the shape. So you can add points, you can drag points, you can maneuver points. Vector art is a very sort of, it's a manipulated art where you're sort of creating shapes from shapes, right? Whether you draw them with the pen tool like this and then modify the points, or you start with a basic shape. Each point is a mathematical point that you can drag around. You can also bend paths like this, and you can add points and keep going. Because when you draw with vector, you have to realize that it's all the shapes are based on math. So they all have regions that they fill and don't fill. So you can expand them. You can, you know what I mean? Which vector tool is that? The one where I was just moving the points dragon? You're so good at this. Thank you, DZ. A lot of practice, buddy. Smiley, I made a thumbnail for these people who needed a thumbnail for their Pokemon chain launch. Hey, man, awesome, Smiley. Go for it, buddy. No, the software. So this is Affinity Designer right here, Dragon Player. It's that first link. This is a one-time purchase, 50 bucks. Once you own it, you own it. There's no maintenance fees. There's nothing. And this is a super amazing piece of software that is super, super powerful. This is where I would say probably 98% of my work is done in Affinity Designer. I do a little bit in some other vector softwares, but for the most part, this is it. This is where I roll. So, this is the one that I recommend people get because I'm a huge believer in the Affinity products and what they're doing. And, yeah. Yep, I believe in what they got, which is why I support them and showcase them and all that good stuff, you know? For app icons, would you recommend Vector for that? Oh, in a heartbeat. Yeah, watch this. We'll make an app icon real quick. Give me a symbol. Give me a symbol. What do we want our app icon to have? Let's make an app icon for a... Let's do a, what, a smiley face? What do y'all want? You tell me. Peace symbol. Okay. So if you wanted to do a peace symbol, you would first make your shape, and you could do insets. So you could do, let's say you wanted an app icon that had multicolored like this. Let's give this sort of a dark background. Darker than that, please. Okay. So we'll go like here. So watch this. You know, you could do a double inset sort of thing like this. And then if you want to do a peace sign, you would just come in here. Now here's where this gets really, really mind-bending. And I'll show you something in a second. It's really going to blow your brain if it hasn't yet. So there you go. You just made an app icon, right? Now from here, you can do whatever you want with it. You can add gradients. You can, you can add color fills. You could add like a shadow, a back shadow to it. You could do all kinds of stuff. You could import images and do this kind of stuff. Whatever you want. Here's the cool part. And I want to show you guys this because I don't think people understand just how really awesome Vector is for this. The reason it's great for what you're asking about, DZ, is check this out. This is really cool right here. This monster that I created the other day is currently 663 pixels by 1060 pixels. That's how big he is. Okay? Let's say we copy him over. Okay? Let's start shrinking him. So here we go. He's getting smaller. Okay, so we now have a mini monster next to a big monster. So this one is still 660 pixels by 1060. This one is 37 by 59. Okay, so now let's zoom in. He looks exactly the same. No quality loss. No quality loss whatsoever. Let's copy him over again. Let's shrink. Alright, so check this out. We're going from 37 pixels by 59 pixels down to 0.9 pixels by 1.4 pixels. And look, he looks exactly the same as he did. Well, guess what? We can go again. This is infinite. But look at this. We are now 0.1 pixels by 0.1 pixels, which is micron. I mean, we're talking about minute here, okay? Well, let's zoom out a little bit and see where we go. So here's this little guy, right? 0.1 by 0.1. Wow, you got this big guy here. Let's keep zooming. Oh, look at this big guy. And you can keep zooming out. Oh, there's the original guy, you see? So Vector is infinitely scalable like that, where it allows you to create one shape and make it as big or small as you want without that quality loss. And it also does it super fast. So what's cool about that is you can create something at one size and you could print this on a bus if you wanted to, How did you do that cut feature like you did in the circle? Okay, so that is done. The way that's done is up here. Everything in Vector is done with mathematical shapes. But let's say I control copy this, and we'll change the color so you can sort of see it. I have two circles right now, right? If you hold shift and select both circles, you're going to see this row of icons light up here in this corner. These are your mathematical procedures in vector art. So if we hold shift, you see how they lit up? We can either add them together. I'll give you a quick run through. Why not? So you can either add them together, which creates one solid shape. All right. You can do a subtract, which is going to cut the top from the bottom shape. You can do an intersect, which is going to give you the point between where they combine. You can do a divide, which splits it into 3 mathematical precision pieces. Okay? Or you can do a combine, which will combine them and cut out where they intersect. All right. So where that affects you, DZ, is you want to do it like this. So if you wanted to do that cutout, you would put this one over the middle, select them both with select, and then subtract it, and you're going to get your ring. Just like that. Now what's cool is you can take this even further, because once you do this, you can then take the points, the vector points, and you can start doing weird stuff with it. So instantly you've sort of created this almost a smiley face. Well, then you could grab 2 more circles like this, put them in here, and you could subtract those. Okay, so you've instantly made this sort of, whatever, smiley face or whatever it is. Right. Does that help at all? Okay. I do this all the time, man. Like, legit all the time. I draw hours upon hours a day. So it sort of just becomes this forced habit thing. The only way I can really describe it.
Thank you for the ice cream.
The thing is, man, is it's like I'm learning.
Thank you for the lemon.
I'm still learning. I learn all the time. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the ice cream. Thank you,
for the
DZ.
diamond.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, that's why I said if you ever have any questions, like, hit me up, man. I mean, that's a big reason, big part of why I stream. I mean, I want to help people if I can. Okay, so we've got this going on. We're going to do some small patches of this colored grass over here. And we're going to do it organically with this pen tool because I love the way that looks. Yep, I like it. And then we'll just do some different sort of organic shapes like this. Fancy, and we'll come out underneath this one a little bit, sort of like this. And there's really no pattern to this. I'm just sort of playing around with just varied shapes, just creating like small patches in the grass and whatnot, like little pieces of land, if you will. Okay. I do. Smiley, hold on 1 second. Let me get it for you. Here. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. It will do, Smiley. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, DZ, seriously, man. I mean, just, you know, hit me up. I mean, you can find me on the Discord. I help a lot of people, like if they're stuck with something and they need a quick explanation, I'll make a quick video and kind of show you a feature if need be. You know, different things like that. We really try to help people grow and get better at this stuff if they want to. I mean, because here's the thing, right? And I said this the other night, and I mean it. Like, I taught myself how to do all this. None of this is... I didn't go to school for any of this or nothing. You know, it's all self-taught. And so I tell people, you know, you can totally learn how to do this if you really, really want to do it. You know, it's the goal, it's the drive and the initiative to do it and to continue to do it and continue to do it even when you don't want to do it. That's the difference. Because a lot of people don't see it. You know, there's nights where like I don't do anything but draw. You know, and it's like, that's not a bad thing. It's just, I focus on this. So it's one of those things that like, I've made it my point, even on the nights where, kind of like doing a workout, right? Like you're going to have days where you get up and you don't want to exercise, right? Same thing. You know, you just have to sort of force yourself to get up and do what you got to do. And so I make it a priority in my life. If I have free time, I'm doing this, regardless of what that free time is. Okay, so we need some details on the mountains. Not quite sure. I know exactly what we're going to do. Yep, it just hit me. Let's start with a big shape, and then we'll see how we like it. Okay. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that, yep. And then we'll add some more fluff to it. So we're going to delete you, because we're going to have to redo these based on their regions. Okay, past it. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man. You're putting practice some more and more. Yeah, I mean, and that's the key, man. I mean, that's the key. There's no magic solution other than hard work, dude. No hard work. I mean, it's, you know. And you know, the other thing is, it's like I've told people this before, and it's 100% true. I could tell you exactly how to do this, right? I could.
Remember, you are awesome.
That's right. I could tell you how to do this to the T. Like I could. You know, I can tell you everything you want to know, but unless you apply it, it's not going to, you know what I mean? You're never gonna do anything with it. So it's up to you to take the little bit of advice I give you here and there
Patreon.
and really take it far. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Is that want to take it further. I want to change the coloring of this mountain a little. Yes. Because it makes sense, right? The mountain would be layered and it would go dark to light, right? Dark to light and lighter all as it progressed up. Because if we're looking from a top-down perspective, because that's how it looks on maps, right? It sort of goes... Okay. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm good with this for now. I want more to do on it. However, I don't want to dwell on this one page all night, because I knew this page was going to be sort of a pain in the butt. But let's save it and go on to the next page for now. We at least have a very good starting template, right? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, monkey. Okay, and then the characters will be somewhere in this corner. But again, we're looking from a high up, sort of top-down perspective. But all you're going to see is a little silhouette sort of rounding that corner. We're not going to do full-on detail there. Is it kind of, or is the art bottom right kind of big, or is it what you wanted? I have no idea what you're talking about, bud. Art bottom right. Are you talking about here? Where? Over here in the picture? Oh, the art slideshow. It's as big as I want it to be. Because I want it to sort of fit in that space right there. Yeah. Look, I gotta give people something to look at, Ace. When they're in here and I'm fumbling around trying to figure out what I'm doing. I gotta give them something. Okay, so that's gonna be... so that's gonna be 16, so 17 is gonna be a right-hand page. Now, you were here earlier, man. I was sitting here trying to figure out what the heck I needed to do for this, what I was doing. We fumbled for a bit, but we made it through. Alright, so right page. So this page, let's read what it's about. This page says, once they're at the top of the mountain, they find a magical crystal floating above a pedestal. And it says, and they tell her, if you want to touch the crystal, you'll become a princess again and you can fly with us. Okay, so we're going to do the peak of a mountain. So this is almost going to be a little big. Oh, okay. I might take another look at it, Ace. I honestly haven't really... I'll take a look at it and see. Okay, so let's try to draw it with this. And what we'll do... Are we literally going to do the peak of a mountain here? Like the peak? I think so. Let's do this. We'll do the trail sort of going up. Yeah, we're going to do the trail going up, and we'll see the crystal at the top of the mountain. So we'll do the trail sort of winding up like this and get thinner. And then we'll just sort of come back with it, and we'll reshape it as we get it down. Yeah, I like it because it gives people something to sort of look at if I'm, you know, goofing off or whatever the heck it is I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to save this as page 17. Alright, so it's going to go there. Now, we're going to go and we're going to copy... So we're going to put sky behind it. So we need to go back and we need to open the waterfall page. Because we're going to be... Actually, you know what? We're going to copy all this. This is something I like to do. Alright, cool. So now we're going to take this. And again, we don't care how big it is because it's going to get cut off by bleed. We're going to go to the back with it. So again, you need to understand that what's going to happen here when we save this and we go and we put this in here. Again, we're not going to see the bleed in the cutoff. I know that might confuse some people. But so far, that's what it looks like, right? So we want this to sort of go up to the mountain. We're going to have the path sort of wind up. Because again, at this point, all I'm trying to do, like I was saying, is I'm trying to sort of get the... I'm trying to get the general templates done. If we can get the general template done, then we can come back and work on the fine details, you know? I guess you relate it sort of like building a house. Let's get the house built. Exactly, monkey. Let's get it done. Then we can screw with it. Because so like this, I would say I'm about 85% happy with this. There's some things I definitely want to do with it, but I'm about 85% happy with it. So now that I have the file and it's here, we can go back with greater detail, which is sort of what we're going to do with the whole book anyways, you know? Alright, Whisper, take care. All right, here we go. So, and then we're gonna use the same sort of clouds. We've been using those the whole time. So we're gonna copy those in, and we're gonna make a few more, and we'll make them bigger. What's up, Odin? What you doing, good sir? Holy Moses, Frodo's coming too. What do you guys want? You gonna knock my green screen over, buddy? I see ya. Nope. 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 Don't knock my green screen over. Hey, where did that come from? Did I call somebody and I wasn't aware of it? We call for assistance?
Space cat, chase!
Very nice, Smiley. Frodo, really, dude? Go find something else to do, you little turd monster. Go, Space Cat! Okay, so we're gonna go in this general like this. Now again, bleed not a concern. Let's do it like this. Let's roll it like this. We're gonna come in here, and we're gonna put the floating crystal in. What does it say? They were top mountain. They found a magical crystal floating above a pedestal. Hey KSM, thanks for the fireworks. I appreciate that. Floating above a pedestal. So what, are we just going to do like a little stone pedestal? We're working on a kid's book, just in case you're wondering what's going on here. We're sort of, what page are we on? I think we're on page 17. And my dog is deciding he wants to be in the stream for some reason. Hey. Frodo. Oh, I know what's going on. You guys see what's going on here? Frodo is chasing Odin. This is fun time for them. They like to do this. So now Odin is tattletaling on Frodo. But that little tiny kitten is chasing him. See? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Those are all still a work in progress, Muggy. You have any suggestions? Let me know. I mean, okay, so we're going to do the pedestal here. Alright, so it says they find a magical crystal. What color do we want said crystal? Let's go here. Here. I'll tell you what, man, this is one mentally exhausting process. Yeah, see over here, KSM? We're assembling the book. You see this? This is the dedication page all the way down through page 17. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to compile the book. And so it'll have no bleed. Oh, you have? Okay, cool. Well, you kind of get what's going on then. Doggo's cute. Thanks, Smiley. Yeah, he is a Great Dane, and he is a... He's something else. No, this is actually Affinity Publisher. This is... I don't use any Adobe products. So I'm using Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, which is... Affinity Publisher is like InDesign. And then I use Affinity Designer to do all my vector art. Yeah, I've totally broken away from Adobe. I haven't used an Adobe product in over a year and a half. I don't use them at all. Not at all. Everything I do, all my art's done in Affinity Designer. Alright, let's save this. Let's go see what this looks like in Publisher. Go here. It looks a lot like it, right? That's the first thing that people sort of actually say when they come in. A lot of people think it is Photoshop or Illustrator or, you know, whatever the case may be, but it is in fact Affinity. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Affinity products, but yeah, these are all Affinity products. And so their publisher is still in beta. They haven't quite released it yet. But it's coming along really nicely. So what we're actually using right here, what you see, is the beta version. Yeah, so you sound just like me. So if you're serious about that, I would go check out the Affinity website because they offer 10-day trials for both Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo. Which, of course, Affinity Designer is sort of the competitor to Adobe Illustrator, and Affinity Photo is the competitor to Adobe Photoshop. But if you use these programs, let me show you something really cool, KSM. You might like this. So Affinity Designer has a very unique feature, and this usually gets a lot of people very interested. So it has a vector and raster persona in the same software, so there is no need to bridge. Okay, I have a solution After Effects as well if you're willing to change the way you animate. But let's show this first. So this is a vector shape, right? So we can go into the pixel persona, which is here, which is the raster persona. And then we can grab a raster brush, like here. And we can actually do raster shapes. And let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go to like a pattern. Okay. So this is all raster based with the vector shape. So we can actually do raster shading on vector shapes within the same application. We don't have to bridge from Illustrator to Photoshop or Photoshop to Illustrator. We can stay in the same application and do it. So you could actually digitally paint right in Affinity Designer without ever leaving. So Affinity Designer is technically a combination of Photoshop and Illustrator, but Affinity Photo is more for like serious photo manipulation and of course digital painting as well, you know? So now for After Effects replacement, I'm using this. I don't know if you've heard of it. This is called Natron. It is a node-based motion design and video editing software very similar to Newt, which is like an $8,000 piece of software. But this is completely open source and it is free. And it's a node-based animation software. And this is what I'm using to do my motion design. And it's free. The only difference is you have to learn, I'm not sure if you're familiar with node-based, but you have to learn node-based editing. But if you can learn node-based and you can get used to it, which a lot of people actually prefer in the industry, then they say that node-based is actually better than what you would do like traditional After Effects and things like that. But this is free. Doesn't cost a dime. So that's kind of what I use, and I'm still learning it. So I'm by no means a pro, but yeah. Sort of gives you some insight as to what I use and what I do. So let's do some more sort of mountains. Absolutely. Well, if you're willing to learn, then honestly, you might want to try out Natron because it is 100% free. And it is, you know, might be able to do what you need to do. Okay, so all Affinity products can work on Mac and Windows, and Natron works on Mac, Windows, and Linux. So, got you covered. Yep. In fact, if you look at the Affinity line of products, they are actually hand-built for Mac. Funny enough, they were being built for Mac exclusive, and they decided to port them to Windows once people were serious enough about it. They finally decided, okay, if you guys are serious, then we'll make a Windows variation. And of course, people were serious, so they decided to go ahead and work on it. And so they have. But it was originally intended to be a Mac-only software. You're using GIMP. Yeah, GIMP is, you know, for being a free piece of software, you can't touch it. It's a good piece of software for what it is. However, it is GIMP. That makes sense? And I don't know why Catbot got you there. Right, it's a bit rough around the edges, but you know, hey, what are you gonna do? You know, here's my motto. It's free, right? So your complaints only go so far before it's like, you know what I mean? Right. It's because I absolutely love it when I hear people complain about free software. It's like, really? It'd be like me giving you a free hot dog and you say, man, it's alright. It was free. So I kind of like this effect. Oh, see, that's my thing. I refuse to pay Adobe any more money, ever. I'm done with it. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. I'm at a point in my life where I am bound and determined to find new software, whether free or inexpensive, and teach other people how to use it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's other alternatives out there, and unfortunately, so many people are only taught about Adobe. They don't go outside that spectrum. Yeah. Oh, right. And see, that you can't complain, KSM. That's perfect. That's a perfect place to use it. But once you get outside of those borders, you know, then you got to start paying that real money for it. And it's like, I don't know how they expect people. I honestly don't. I don't know how Adobe expects people to want to grow with their products. Because, like, let's say you're freelancing, right? And let's say you have the entire Adobe suite. You're spending like, what, $50 a month, $60 a month, if not more, just to have the products? I mean, what? So, I mean, you're basically telling yourself, unless you've got the money to pay for it outright, you've got to make enough money to support your habit. And that's just, that's terrible. That's why I refuse to use it. I refuse. I just don't use Adobe products anymore. In fact, I will go out of my way to learn a method that's harder just to avoid using Adobe. Because I want to prove to myself and to other people that you can do it. You know what I mean? Because I get so many people to say, oh, well, you know, it's not as good as Illustrator. And it's like, well, you want to bet? Okay. You know, and then it's only $50. Yeah, man. $50, you own it. Permanent. And cool part is, with that $50, if you ever have a question, feel free to stop in. I'll be glad to help. We help people here on a regular. This is a very sort of like teachy sort of chill stream, and I'm all for, you know, trying to help people out. So if you ever have a question like how to do a specific function or feature, I've got YouTube videos that can help explain it, KSM. I've got Discord that's very helpful. And we try to just help people grow and learn, you know, and just get better at this stuff. So, yeah, man, absolutely.
You too.
If you ever have a question, just hit me up. I love helping people as best I can, you know. Okay, I'm digging this. Let's save this. And let's go see what it looks like now. So what we're doing is we're sort of slowly messing with this. Yeah, see, look at this, guys. Look at the difference there already. You see how much more? It looks like we're getting to the top of the mountain, right? And so you're starting to see this, you know. It looks really good. I'm going to try tackling a logo soon, but just lost inspiration with GIMP. Catbot must not like the word GIMP. Catbot doesn't like GIMP. We've learned something today. That's the second time it's gotten him. I guess so. Daggone it, Catbot. Alright, cool. I'm digging this. I'm digging this. And so what we're doing right now, KSM, is we're sort of quickly going through and, Carlos, thank you for the sub over there on YouTube. So what we're doing is, we are, we're basically slowing going through here, and we're sort of storyboarding. We're storyboarding all the panels out. Once we have them sort of like we want them, we're going to go back and we're going to flesh out the details and what, you know. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I've got a lot of stuff on there. I'm uploading quite regularly. I'm uploading, in fact, today I uploaded a video on Shotcut, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but that is a free video editing software. That's what I do all my YouTube videos with, because I actually had some requests that people said, hey, how are you doing your YouTube videos? So I did a video and explained the whole process of exactly how I do what I do. That way, if someone wants to do their own videos, whether for YouTube or whatever, you can sort of see how I do it. And if it helps somebody, well, fantastic. Alright, so let's look at the next page so we can sort of fill these out. So the next page is going to be Jaden reaches her hand out and taps the crystal. A bright light shines as she's transformed before their eyes. A crown fit for the loveliest of princesses sat on top of her head. She gained wings and her very own magical mark. And I think we're going to forego the magical mark because I'm trying not to get sued by My Little Pony. So I think we're going to forego the pony mark, the cutie mark. No cutie mark. Yeah, I've used DaVinci as well. The thing I like about Shotcut is it's really simple and easy to use, so you can get it out quickly. I do have DaVinci installed, I just haven't really done a feature-complete video. Speaking of that, I may actually finish one in DaVinci one day just to see what it's all about. Kind of get a comparison between the two, you know? But I like Shotcut because it's short and sweet and quick. It has a very small footprint. Like, DaVinci, no joke, is a huge program with tons of features, right? It's a fantastic program, but it is huge, and there's a lot going on. Where Shotcut, you can literally create a video in Shotcut and export it in about... If you had all the assets ready, you could make a video, export it in about 10 minutes. Done. Out the door. Which is why I use Shotcut, basically. But, okay. If you touch the crystal, you'll become a princess again. So, at this point, she's going to touch the crystal. So, we're going to go like this. It's going to be a left-facing page. And save this. Get rid of all this. It's fantastic software, though, man. If you're willing to put in the time, it's pretty much unmatchable, if you ask me. It takes Premiere Pro and throws it on its butt. Because we were having this conversation the other day, and we were talking about how what's happening is, and Affinity's doing this, is Adobe can only change their products so much because people are used to the way they work, right? So they can't just go in and gut a feature and replace it because it's been that way for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's that way with Photoshop, that's that way with Illustrator, that's that way with Premiere, that's that way with InDesign. Like, the features have been there forever. They can't just change them. It takes time. Whereas newer companies like Affinity and DaVinci are coming along and they're like, well, there's a better way to do that. We know it now. So what they're doing is they're developing software that's a little more efficient because people over years have found better ways to do it. And while Adobe would like to adopt some of those methods, they can't just change everything about their software because it's such a deep, complicated software, it would sort of unravel the way that it works. So they have to be very careful with how they tread. Where these new companies are coming along and they're developing them from the word go to be exactly the way they want them to be. And I think that's why it is the way it is and it's sort of acting the way it is. Page 18. And we're going to go here. Okay. This is just a hyper zoomed version of that. Whether or not we use that, I don't know. I don't like the way it does this. I've got to use this more. And I'm wondering, you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping we get this beta done. I mean, I'm hoping we get this book done before this goes out of beta. Because if this goes out of beta, I'm gonna have. Well, I'm planning on buying the software anyways. But if this goes out of beta, I'm gonna have to buy the software to finish the book. Oh. Right, so I kind of like that there. We'll do a little different posing on it, but it gets the point across. It gets the point across, which is good. And we'll kind of move the clouds around. All right, now the next page is going to say, with her newfound wing, Jaden flew with the ponies into the sky, high into the clouds. Even the mountains now seem small. Okay. So they're going to go way into the sky, into the clouds. So this next one is literally going to be a blue scene. It's going to be a right-hand page. Right-hand page. And And we're literally just going to copy this. We have these assets. And we're going to shrink them. Yep. And we're going to save this as page 19. See, and if nothing, we're getting all this fundamental stuff finished, right? Which is the key at this point. Okay. So we'll go there. And then for page 20, they finally return to the castle. And that's going to be a left hand.
We got a new follower.
So page 19, which looks that way, and that's fine. Hey, Paradox Logger. Thank you for the follow there on D-Live. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. We're working on a kid's book, in case you're wondering what the heck it is we're doing. And it's for a little girl. We're working on this. And it's sort of a My Little Pony themed book. And it's actually going to be a printed book for their family. So, yeah. Thanks for that follow. Sorry, I'm just sort of talking out loud about what it is we're going to be doing. I don't know why it does all this. Okay, so let's go, so the final scene is going to be them with the, let's just go ahead and make it, because it's going to be a left-hand page. So let's go open left-hand. Let's paste all this in there, and we're going to save this as page 20. Because this is going to be that final page, and then what we'll do is we'll edit, yeah, okay, cool. We're going to close Affinity real quick and reopen it, because we've been doing a ton of massive photo manipulations. And let's reopen this bad boy up. If anybody has any questions for me, let me know. Be glad to try to help answer them if I can. Okay, cool. Let's open this and kind of see where we stand. We are at here. Getting pretty big. So we'll go here, here, and page 20. Okay. Which looks just like the other page, which is fine. Has been modified. Link resource changed. Yeah, I wonder... Well, doesn't it make sense that that's the way it would be? I don't know why it's opening these each time. I wonder if that's something I need to figure out. Because if we go to Document Resource Manager, everything is in a Affinity Designer file. Modified, modified, modified. Okay. What? How does that work? So we're at... So this is page 20 here. So what if we go to document setup and we go to... How do we add that? So we can go document setup, spread setup? Oh, right here. Current spread, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All spread, selected spread, scaling, margins, which is all, we've already done all the scaling, we've already done all the margins. Alright, cool. Preferences. Yes, that is shortcut. Right here. There you go. And if you go here, I'll grab it for you real quick. I put the link in the video. There was a, yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. You'll see it. There's a video that sort of, I uploaded it today. It sort of showcases how to get through that. And you're not interrupting. You're fine. How do I... Oh, so this is assets too. I did not know that. Okay, so spread setup. Okay, so here... Sorry, I'm still learning the software, guys. You'll have to bear with me a minute. Still relatively new to this one. It is in beta, so... Now it says modified, modified, modified. I wonder why the heck it says modified. What is that all about? Okay, well, anyways. Let's do this. Let me take a look over here. See who is on and who is doing what, because I'm going to have to get going soonish. I want to see who's on and who's doing what. See Carrington on, he's playing games. Andy's on. Ghost is on. Who else is on? couple people on. All right. Well, anyways, here's what we're gonna do, folks. We're gonna get heading out. Because I've been live now for about 3.5 hours, and my brain's getting a little fried. I will be streaming again tomorrow during the day, and I'm hoping to really get some work done on this book. That's the goal. So tomorrow we're gonna sort of hit this hard, and we're gonna try to get all the pages finished, and then we're gonna start working on the fine detail to see if we can get this thing sort of fleshed out. So, anyways, thank you all so much for coming out. Thanks for the host. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the donations over on DLive. Thanks for the follows on DLive. I really appreciate it, folks. Thanks for just being here. It means a lot. So, on that note, be safe, be smart. I'll catch you guys later, and look forward to seeing you. Have a great night. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming out.